Hello, your channel Eugene Light Novels greets you. I hope you are enjoying these beautiful novels. Now, let's continue with the novel, Everyone's Job Transfer, 10,000 times increase, all my skills are forbidden spells. First part. Chapter 1. On the day of awakening, everyone changes jobs. Huiyue City. Huiyue No. 2 Middle School, Awakening Square. The young-looking students lined up in a long queue, and under the command of the teachers, walked towards a high platform in the center. Outside the square, there was a huge crowd, and the eyes of parents who were looking forward to it were shining with anticipation. Today is the annual awakening day of the Star Dragon Empire. Hundreds of senior high school students in No. 2 Middle School will undergo uniform job transfers. Not only parents are coming, but even some celebrities are coming to watch the ceremony, waiting for the emergence of some good seeds. Su Kungkai, successful job transfer, occupation, chicken farmer. Yang Shulin, successful job transfer, occupation, gunfighter. Zhang Liang, successful job transfer, profession, hypnotist. Along with the operation of the job transfer circle, a light curtain enveloped the high platform, and bits and pieces of starlight fell, constantly integrating into the students' bodies. One student after another completed the job transfer. It's finally the job transfer day. Whether it's a dragon or a worm, it all depends on how the career awakens. Now, standing in the center of Class 6, Lin Han took a deep breath and looked forward to it. It has been 10 years since he traveled to this world, and he already has a clear understanding of everything here. This world was originally called Blue Star. Hundreds of years ago, the game world came and merged with reality. Not only did the area of Blue Star increase by 1,000 times, but the rules of the world changed drastically, accompanied by endless monster invasions. When all thermal weapons fail, mankind can only be forced to take the path of transcendence. And after hundreds of years of development, humanity has developed a professional path with a 100% awakening rate. At the age of 18, every Blue Star person will undergo a job transfer and awakening, thus possessing unique extraordinary powers. There are countless dungeons, forbidden areas, secret realms, etc. in this world, and there are even monsters running rampant. Therefore, clear secret realms, conquer dungeons, open up forbidden areas, hunt monsters, join wars, etc. You can get a lot of experience, which can be used to upgrade your career level, learn professional skills, and become stronger. This day of awakening. Lin Han has been waiting for 10 years, and he is looking forward to his career. Lin Han. The general grid you have prepared for the warrior profession will be useful in the future. Someone tapped him on the shoulder. Lin Han turned around and found that it was his best friend Wang Chang. Lin Han nodded. In this world, occupations can be divided into 3 broad categories. The first category is the main combat profession, that is, professions with high combat effectiveness, such as warriors, knights, archers, mages, etc. The second category is life occupations. This is the occupational category with the largest number of people, such as pastry chefs, blacksmiths, miners, etc. Once you awaken to this kind of profession, you can only be an ordinary person in this life. However, because it is closely related to life, there are many industrial chains in the life-type profession that are as rich as the country. As for the third category, it's an auxiliary profession, such as enchanter, magic equipment master, potion master, healer, etc. This type of profession has the smallest number of people, but it cannot be underestimated. Some powerful auxiliary professions are simply delicious. Whether it is downloading a dungeon, clearing wasteland, or clearing a secret realm, auxiliary professions are indispensable. There are even some clearance teams. I would rather have one less DPS main battler and bring an auxiliary. However, the training of auxiliary professions requires a huge amount of resources. Generally speaking, it is not a big family or a powerful force, and it is impossible to cultivate decent auxiliary experts. Among the 3 major categories of occupations, what Lin Han is looking forward to most is the main combat warrior profession. This type of profession that focuses on close combat relies on its super vitality and decent damage. It can be transformed into a violent fighter or a steel-like city wall. It is a veritable killing profession. Lin Han read a theory in a book. Although the awakening of a profession has a lot to do with talent, it is also affected by a part of one's own will. Therefore, from the second year after time travel, Lin Han began to exercise extremely crazily. 9 years later, he successfully transformed into a muscle maniac. Now, he is 2.16 meters tall, weighs 190 kilograms, has immense strength, and his muscles are even more exaggerated than those of the bodybuilders in his previous life. Even the principal of Huiyue No. 2 Middle School once said that Lin Han was a born warrior. It's our class turn to wake up soon. Everyone must remember not to resist the pull of the power of the formation. Although awakening as a combat and auxiliary profession has a bright future, life-related professions are not without potential. Have you seen classmate Su Kungkai from Class 5? He has a lot of money to make. In front of the high platform, Yang Xuewei, the head teacher, who was dressed in professional attire, had a delicate face, and a stunning figure, kept cheering up the students. As for Su Kungkai, whom Yang Xuewei mentioned, his family has been a chicken farmer for generations. The Su family's chicken chain store has been popular in the Star Dragon Empire for hundreds of years and has attracted a large number of loyal customers. But Su Kungkai had not yet completed his job transfer. Just because of the slogan, "Chicken you are so beautiful," it became popular throughout the empire and became the top. He is a well-known representative figure in the life profession. It is truly a model of professional counterattack. Yang Xuewei often uses the deeds related to Su Kungkai and his family to encourage students. At this time, the awakening of the last student in Class 5 has been completed. Yang Xuewei, the head teacher of Class 6, walked to the high platform, bowed to an old man in charge of activating the formation, and said, "Director Wang, the students in Class 6 will be left to you." The old man is the grade director of the 3rd year of high school. His name is Wang Jian. He is a level 60 mage, and he also has a hidden profession, weather mage. Can control wind and rain magic. Even among the main battle professions, they are quite strong. Wang Jian smiled and said, "Let them come up." Yang Xuewei took out a list and preached. "The classmate whose name I read will enter the magic circle and undergo job transfer and awakening." High punch. Gao Chong walked onto the high platform excitedly. The magic circle raised the light curtain, and the stars scattered. Soon, the job transfer ceremony was over. A line of font appeared on the light screen above Gao Chong. Main combat occupation, thief. Gao Chong's face was rosy. Even he didn't expect that he could switch to the main battle position. Damn it! The main battle profession, are you on drugs for this high-impact job? Thief, changing your profession to a shadow assassin or even a shadow thief saint is a good choice in the future. Envy. Amid the compliments of everyone, Gao Chong walked out of the magic circle. Next, Wang Chang. Yang Xuewei's voice sounded. Lin Han. Wait for my brother to awaken a beast master profession and take off. Wang Chang's family was well off, and there were several master beast masters in the clan throughout the generations. After saying that, he trotted all the way and entered the job transfer circle. The light curtain rises and falls. Main combat occupation, card master. What a shame. If you don't become a beast master, you'll become a card dealer. Wang Chang walked to Lin Han with a depressed look and said, "All right. After all, it's a main combat profession, don't choose it." Lin Han smiled. In the past 9 years, he has compiled awakening data, and among 100 people, the awakening rate of the main combat profession. Only 15%. And Wang Chang can become a card master. It's already very good. Nuguli. Horse is bold. Soon, most of the students in Class 6 had changed jobs. However, except for a few auxiliary occupations that have emerged, most students have awakened to living occupations such as farmers and miners. Well, there are not many good prospects in this class of Class 6. In front of the high platform, Wang Jian sighed. Class 6 is a key class and has been in progress until now. There must be more than 5 main battle professions. Ahem. Director, Lin Han is next. Yang Xuewei coughed twice and pointed at Lin Han. She taught everything she needed to teach, and there was really nothing she could do if the students didn't do their best. Oh. Is he the natural warrior the principal mentioned? Look at Lin Han. A trace of expectation flashed across Wang Jian's face. But he heard about it. Lin Han had already completed courses on combat skills analysis, close combat skills, anger meditation, and human body analysis. His grades ranked first in his grade, and he was called the #1 genius in the second middle school. This is it. The student most likely to awaken a rare profession. Chapter 2 Awakening Priest, one of the most useless professions. Lin Han, when you become a warrior, we two brothers will kill monsters together and level up. Wang Chang patted Lin Han on the shoulder and said. Good. Wait for me, the king, to return. After smiling, Lin Han stepped onto the high platform and the awakening circle began to operate. The next second. Boom. In the sky, along with a loud noise, countless dark clouds gathered, and the sky became extremely dark. At the same time, gusts of strong wind blew from all directions. The people below the high platform were almost unsteady on their feet. Darkness carries the strong wind, as if the end of the world is coming. This situation. It was on the hundreds of students who had awakened before. Never appeared before. This. What's going on? In an instant. The originally bustling square became silent, and everyone was shocked. Director Wang, is this situation a hidden profession? Yang Xuewei opened her mouth slightly and expressed an inner thought. Good. This is indeed a job-changing phenomenon unique to hidden professions. Wang Jian said calmly. In this world, in addition to the 3 major categories of professions, there is also a special profession. They are rarer than rare professions, and even rarer than some legendary professions. It's called hidden career. When every hidden profession appears, it will cause strange things. This is the unique tribute from heaven and earth to the hidden profession. Hiss. Doesn't that mean that Lin Han is destined to become a top powerhouse? When such a genius appeared in her class, Yang Xuewei's face turned rosy and her body trembled with excitement. Not necessarily. Although hidden professions are rare, the biggest disadvantage of this type of profession is that it is full of great uncertainty. Wang Jian's expression remained calm. Historically, it's not like there haven't been examples of awakened professions being very weak and eventually falling into the ordinary category after a vision of heaven and earth appeared. And the next moment after Wang Jian finished speaking, sudden, a pillar of light rose from the awakening array, covering Lin Han's figure, dazzling and shooting straight into the sky. In an instant. Light and darkness. It has become the main theme between heaven and earth. Pillar of starlight. Everyone was shocked again. Generally speaking, after the awakened person boards the awakening magic circle, the magic circle will only emit little bits of starlight to induce the emergence of professions. The stronger the starlight, the stronger the career you change. But students like Lin Han, whose stars are condensed into pillars. In the entire Huiyue High School, no, even in the entire history of the Star Dragon Empire. They are extremely rare. And not long after the pillar of starlight appeared. On the high platform, there are 4 green, black, blue, and purple colors. The elemental halo exuding an extremely strong aura surrounds the pillar of starlight and slowly rises. I'm going. What a powerful profession will be awakened from this. This Lin Han's talent is too terrifying. This moment. All the students, teachers, and parents looked at the job transfer circle with envy. Final. Under the guidance of the starlight pillar, all 4 rings of light rushed into the sky, scattering all the dark clouds in the sky. Heaven and earth returned to clarity. At the same time, the light of the job transfer circle went out. And Lin Han's figure reappeared on the high platform. The only hidden profession, life sacrifice. A line of font appeared on the light screen above Lin Han's head. Look at the career you have awakened from. Lin Han was dumbfounded. He wanted to be a warrior, but why did he change his profession to become a priest? And still the only hidden profession. That is to say, in this world, he is the only one who has this profession. The only hidden profession. This Lin Han is so lucky. Our number 2 middle school has become quite shameless in the entire Star Dragon Empire this time. After the career information appeared, some teachers from number 2 middle school sighed. After all, the Ministry of Education of the Star Dragon Empire. Schools are rated accordingly each year. And a hidden profession appeared in number 2 middle school, which might be highlighted and everyone could take advantage of it. Well, why did he become a sacrifice? What a pity this child is. But what surprised everyone was, next to the high platform, the grade director Wang Jian sighed, and then his face showed great disappointment. Moment. The crowd that was originally talking about each other quickly became quiet. Some don't understand why. Lin Han's vision is so strong, it is obviously a powerful profession, why is it said to be a pity? Sacrifice is an anomaly in the legal system. Unlike most legal professions that control 10 elements, they assist their allies by singing war songs. Different war songs have different benefits. It is indeed an extremely powerful auxiliary profession. But every job change in the sacrificial profession. In addition to reaching the corresponding level, you also need to absorb a unique source of elements to completely complete the job transfer and awakening. And the source of elements represents the original power of a world. The easiest way to obtain the source of elements. It is to enter the interior of a natural disaster and find the core of the element. You know, even a 60-level king-level expert dare not go deep into the depths of the natural disaster. How can this condition be achieved? Therefore, every priest profession in history has never exceeded level 10. It is one of the most useless professions. Facing the doubtful eyes of everyone, Wang Jian added. What a natural disaster. That is a powerful natural force comparable to forbidden spell-level spells. In fact, he said it was less. Even a level 70 supreme professional expert may not be able to escape unscathed when faced with a natural disaster. Therefore, Wang Jiankai was so disappointed when he saw Lin Han's career information. Even this Lin Han. Changing jobs and becoming an ordinary mage is much better than the current situation. Lin Han. Don't be discouraged. You are also a hidden profession after all. Even if you are level 10, it is comparable to level 20 of some life-related professions. At least, you will have no worries in your normal life in the future. Maybe you have a chance to find the source of an element and become a strong man. Sighing, head teacher Yang Xuewei comforted Lin Han. But the more Yang Xuewei spoke, the lower her voice became. Actually, she understands it too. This is nothing more than a fool's dream. Even if you want to enter the lowest level of natural disaster, you must at least have a supreme level strong person to lead the team to enter the periphery, otherwise you will only face death. It can be said. After learning about Lin Han's potential, maybe even if no one else is willing to take him to level up, he is destined to live a life of mediocrity. After all it takes is enough time and resources. It is completely possible to train several holy mages. There is no need to risk your life to cultivate a sacrificial profession. Thank you, teacher, for your enlightenment. Be prepared though. Lin Han had a disappointed look on his face. At this moment, he already understood that his future was hopeless. But 2 lives are human beings. His mood is much stronger than that of ordinary students. No meltdown on the spot. To know. Some life professionals will never reach level 20 in their lifetime. Today, although I have not transformed into a dragon and soared into the sky, I am not a worm either. I can still hold some basic jobs in the future. Then, Lin Han stepped off the platform. Return to the class team that has completed the awakening. Now. When some students looked at Lin Han. With that in his eyes. It's an expression of pity, but of course, it's more of a look of schadenfreude. After all. Compared to witnessing the rise of genius. People prefer to watch the fall of a genius. Chapter 3 Basic Skills, are they all milk type? After returning to the team and standing up, Lin Han subconsciously focused his attention on the career panel that appeared after the job transfer was completed. The career panel is divided into attributes and skills. Name, Lin Han. Occupation, life sacrifice. Next stage is level 10, job change conditions, absorb the source of an element. Level 1 turn to level 1. Stamina 100. Agility 30. Magic 50. Endurance 110. Power 120. After reading the properties panel, Lin Han was silent. Among the 5 attributes, 3 are over 100. To be honest, his basic attributes are much stronger than normal people. If you awaken as a warrior, this starting attribute will be so luxurious. It's a pity that he is from the legal system. Can't fight with people in close combat. Lin Han looked at the skill panel again. Magic restriction, exclusive talent that can suppress magic elements within 50 meters and turn it into your own magic power. Song of healing, sing the hymn of the goddess of life, release a healing aura, inject new vitality into allies, and can heal certain injuries. Evocation song, recite the hymn of the god of death, release a halo of death, weaken the enemy's strength, and randomly summon an underground undead creature. Song of charm, recite the hymn of the fallen goddess, release a hypnotic aura, and randomly impose negative effects such as blindness, hypnosis, madness, and illusions. Song of blessing, chant the hymn of the god of chaos, release a halo of blessing, and add a buff to the friend, with random effects. An exclusive talent. For initial skill inheritances. Life sacrifice is indeed a hidden profession, with 4 initial skills alone. To know. Generally, when a profession changes for the first time, it only has 2 skills. But why are they all milk skills? Lin Han took a deep breath. I thought there was still some hope, but now it seems that without the cooperation of teammates, even leveling up on my own is difficult. Lin Han. Don't be discouraged. In a few days, major colleges will come to number 2 middle school to recruit students. You usually have good grades. If you work hard, you might be admitted to the academy. Once you graduate, you can support yourself by helping others hunt monsters. At this time, perhaps because he was afraid that Lin Han would be depressed, Wang Chang came to the side and cheered him up. Lin Han smiled helplessly and responded. Wang Chang is right. When the monsters of this world are defeated, some materials, equipment or skill books will be dropped. Assisting monster hunters is indeed a good job. What a pity. I will never be able to turn around again in this life. After all, at level 10, I have to find the source of an element. This is really going to kill me. Inside, Lin Han sighed silently. It's exactly what grade director Wang Jian said. The place where the source of elements is most concentrated is the inner core area when a natural disaster occurs. But when it's only level 10, you may not be able to hold on for even a second, and you will be destroyed by the power of natural disasters. It is impossible to be promoted to rank 2. This is the road to career change. It is simply a hellish level of difficulty. What the hell? When people travel through time, bring a golden finger at the beginning. How come I haven't even seen a hair on Goldfinger in 10 years? It took a lot of effort to awaken a profession, but it's still a milk type that no one wants. Others who travel through time start with a god-level pet, a top-notch family background, a beautiful woman throwing themselves into his arms, and an invincible divine outfit that automatically recognizes its owner. How did he get here? Not to mention the poor family background. It is destined to be impossible to go beyond 1 revolution in this life. Lin Han is really dissatisfied. A deep unwillingness appeared in his heart. He hates it. Why do you hate yourself? Awakening such a useless milk-type hidden profession. Even worse. It has become an ordinary life occupation. Bite. It is detected that the host is confused, and the system tutor is officially online. The 10,000-fold amplification system has been activated. System. Lin Han's tiger body trembled. As an old book fan, he really understands the unlimited bug cheats of the system. Calm down. Lin Han studied it carefully. 10,000 times amplification system, the host can select anything related to itself and perform a one-time increase of 10,000 times. No restrictions, no conditions, everything is 10,000 times better. 10,000 times? Lin Han looked happy. The original feeling of disappointment is gone. Just read the introduction. I just know that this system of my own is a bit awesome. To know. In his previous life, he was well-read and had seen all kinds of systems. But in general, want to get rewards from the system. Those hosts. Or become a task maniac. Or become a puppet to satisfy the selfish desires of the system. Anyway. In the end, they are just tools arranged by the system. But this is my own system. Unconditionally. No restrictions. This is a bit outrageous. System. Can you increase my career panel 10,000 times? Lin Han asked cautiously. Ding. Of course. The career panel belongs to the host, there is no reason not to enhance it. Do you want to choose the 10,000 times increase immediately? Hear the system answer. Yes. Lin Han swallowed involuntarily. Bite. The occupation panel has been increased by 10,000 times successfully. Host, please check it as soon as possible. Less than a second. The system sounds wonderful. Lin Han turned his attention to the attribute panel. Name, Lin Han. Occupation, life sacrifice. Level, 1 transfer to level 1. The source of elements required for job transfer has not been met and cannot be increased. Stamina, 1 million. Agility, 300,000. Magic, 500,000. Endurance, 1.1 million. Power, 1.2 million. Lin Han quickly opened the skill panel again. Magic restriction, an exclusive talent that can suppress magic elements within a 500-kilometer range and turn it into your own magic power. Guardian Angel, forbidden spell level, singing the hymn of the goddess of life, can automatically resurrect some dead creatures. Mechanical, elemental and undead creatures cannot be resurrected. Resurrection of the undead, forbidden spell level, chanting the hymn of the god of death will definitely summon demonic creatures, and after winning the battle, 30% of the killed enemy creatures will be converted into undead to join your side, excluding the opponent's inanimate troops, such as mechanical, elemental and undead creatures. Fallen intervention, forbidden spell level, chanting the hymn of the fallen goddess will definitely impose 2 negative states. You can accept the enemy's surrender without the enemy's consent, the rate is 15%. Chaos domain, forbidden spell level, chanting the hymn of the god of chaos can summon a field, and you can add 2 buffs to your side, and you can randomly burst ice arrows, chain lightning, meteor fragmentation, doomsday judgment and other forbidden spell level spells. This rubbed his eyes. Lin Han suspected that he was hallucinating. I watched it several times. The career panel has truly changed. Good guy. I am a 1-turn mage, and I have mastered 4 forbidden spell level spells, and my basic attributes have been increased 10,000 times. With these, I have every chance to go deep inside a natural disaster. Changing jobs is no longer a dream. Make a fist. Lin Han has already felt the infinitely bright future. Once you can complete the subsequent job transfer. After. Who the hell dares to say that his career is useless? Ha ha ha. Wang Chang, are you kidding me? Lin Han has awakened to the most useless profession and still wants to enter a university? Are you going in to do some chores for someone? Sudden. There was a burst of ridicule. Lin Han looked up and found a group of people looking at him. They were all wearing luxury brands. It looks quite luxurious. This is a small group in the class, consisting of several students from well-off families. And the leader? It was Gao Chong, who had just switched to the thief profession. All the time. Lin Han always maintains a high level of performance in terms of performance. So, Gao Chong was very jealous of his outstanding talent. Lin Han, I told you already. Good grades don't mean everything. People like you who were born in the slums are destined to be useless. You will never change your destiny through personal efforts. High-pitched eyes joking. It turned out that he saw Lin Han's strange vision, which was shocking. I also want to compete with Lin Han in the admissions exam. But now it seems there is absolutely no need to treat this poor guy as your opponent. Gao Chong, please shut up. Isn't it just that I have awakened a main battle profession? What's so awesome about it? If you don't accept it, challenge me to a duel. Seeing that his brother was kicked off the team, Wang Chong immediately stood in front of Lin Han and yelled at Gao Chong. After awakening as a card master, the ones on the opposite side can not only charge high, but also pose some threat to him. The others are nothing. Fine. Ignore this trash. At this time, Lin Han stopped Wang Chong. He glanced at Gao Chong and shook his head slightly. Make people around you feel good. Lin Han seemed to be looking at a barking dog. Now, Lin Han was in a really good mood and didn't want to talk to this clown at all. Lin Han, what are you pretending to be? You still think you are the #1 genius in the second middle school? You have such a useless profession, I can torture you with one hand, okay? A moment. Gao Chong's face turned ferocious. During his 3 years of high school, what he hated most was Lin Han's arrogance. He. Torture me with one hand? Gao Chong, are you so sure that I can't deal with you now? Lin Han glanced at Gao Chong's ferocious face. Grip the fist. The muscles on his body were bulging, thick and knotted, extremely terrifying. My power value is as high as 1.2 million. If he really wants to use his hands, I'm afraid Gao Chong will be reduced to bloody dregs with just one punch. If it weren't for a group of #2 middle school teachers guarding the surrounding area. He doesn't mind. Let the high rush die at the initial stage of the career path. You. Humph. I don't have the same experience as someone with a useless profession like you. Let's see which school will admit you in a few days. Gao Chong snorted coldly. After a professional awakens and before starting to level up, personal strength is still the most important point. That is to say, before level 10. The gap between him and Lin Han has not widened yet. Very likely to suffer. But his family has already contacted him about the leveling copy. There is also enough money to buy skill books. All I can say is, hopefully in a few days, when he reaches level 10 or even his second turn, Lin Han can still say such cruel words. Lin Han, when I take the admissions exam in a few days, I will tell the invigilator that I want to compete with you. When the time comes, I really hope to see you kneeling on the ground begging for mercy from me. Let's go. Finished. Gao Chong left with gloomy eyes and took a few of his buddies to level up. Chapter 4 Legendary Magical Equipment, please call me Melee Daddy. Lin Han. Don't take Gao Chong's nonsense at heart. Don't you still have me as a brother? If I have something to eat, you will never go hungry. After Gao Chong and his party left, Wang Chong puffed up his chest and assured Lin Han. It's just barking. I don't take it to heart yet. Lin Han responded with a smile. At this time, accompanied by the last classmate walking out of the circle, the awakening ceremony of Class 6 came to an end. After arranging her hair that was messed up by the wind, Yang Shuawei smiled and came to the students in Class 6. Classmates, the awakening ceremony is over. Congratulations to everyone on completing your graduation and embarking on your career path. Students in the Awakening Life class can already integrate into society. As for the main combat and auxiliary professions, I have emphasized many times that you can go to the novice area to level up independently. 7 days later, we will all go to the central square, where the college admissions test will be held for admission to various vocational universities or forces. Please remember that the strength of your career is only a part of life, and the excitement of your life is what you create. The words fell. The students in class 6 had different expressions. No matter which world we are in, people's joys and sorrows are always different. The main combat and auxiliary professionals cheered. Life professionals had dim eyes and left the school gates one after another to go home. Lin Han's parents' careers were not very good. His father was a cook and his mother was a blacksmith. Even on the day of his awakening, he didn't have time to visit. Therefore, Lin Han and Wang Chang separated at the school gate. Lin Han's home is in the East District of Huiyue City. It is the oldest urban area in Huiyue City and has the largest number of life-related professionals. The area is congested, has outdated infrastructure and is poorly managed. Commonly known as ghetto. Jianghe Community, Building 4, 504, a small 2-bedroom apartment. Lin Han originally thought that the house would be empty. I didn't think so. Just opened the door. I smelled the aroma of rice. Lin Han is back? Today is your awakening day. The boss asked us to get off work 1 hour early to celebrate your awakening of your career. The kitchen door opens. A woman in her 30s, simply dressed and with a gentle face, came out carrying a bowl of rice. She is 163 centimeters tall, with glossy black hair and dark and healthy complexion. But my hands are covered with calluses. Obviously doing hard work all year round. It was Lin Han's blacksmith mother, Shen Mei. It smells so good. Dad showed off his cooking skills today. Lin Han came in and put on his shoes. He immediately picked up a piece of meat from the dining table and put it into his mouth to eat. Then he threw his school bag on the sofa and went to the kitchen. Hey, you kid, wash your hands before eating. You've graduated from high school and you're still so careless. Shen Mei said angrily. I got it, Mom. Entering the kitchen, Lin Han saw his father, Lin Zhongtian, cooking. The spatula in his hand kept flying. He had a thin face, a pair of brown glasses on the bridge of his nose, a few obvious wrinkles on his forehead, and some white hair in his hair. Lin Han, your class teacher has informed us of the results of your awakening. Although not the warrior of your dreams. But life sacrifice is also an auxiliary profession of the legal system after all. Don't be discouraged. Lin Zhongtian turned to look at Lin Han while cooking. Oh, don't worry, Dad, my mental capacity is not ordinary. Say no more. Can't my life sacrifice be upgraded to level 10? The materials in a low-level monster are enough for you and Mom to earn half a month's salary. I won't be discouraged. Lin Han had no intention of telling his parents the truth. After all, in this world, it is simply outrageous that one can increase his power 10,000 times. If someone draws attention to it, parents who know the relevant situation may be in great danger. Wash your hands and eat. The last dish was poured into the bowl, and Lin Zhongtian greeted Lin Han to eat. Today's meal is very rich. Because Lin Han graduated, all kinds of meat and vegetables are placed on the table. Lin Han enjoyed the meal. After dinner, Lin Han was about to go back to his room to get more familiar with the various enhanced attributes. Lin Han, wait a minute. Your mother and I have a gift for you. At this time, Lin Zhongtian stopped Lin Han. Lin Han was a little confused. My family's financial situation is not very good, and most of my parents' salary is used for daily expenses. Why did you prepare a gift for yourself? I saw. Lin Zhongtian walked towards the second bedroom at home. Soon after, he walked out holding a dusty, rather old long box. Dad. What is this? This was the first time that Lin Han knew that there was such a thing in his home. This is something passed down from your ancestors in the Lin family. Taking out a rag, Shen Mei wiped the dust off the long box and said, "Heirloom?" Lin Han was shocked. Lin Zhongtian opened the long box. I saw. Two things were neatly placed among them, a brown-blue staff and a white mage robe. Hiss. Mage equipment. Lin Han took a breath of cold air. He didn't expect it at all. I still have this kind of good stuff at home. It's golden mage equipment. Boy, even though our family is poor now, 10 or 8 generations ago, before it fell, it was also the golden family in Huiyue City. This thing is over 100 years old. But our ancestors have never had a suitable professional, so they have been idle. Now that you have become a legal system, it is just right for you. Lin Zhongtian handed the long box to Lin Han. Hear the words. Lin Han took the robe and staff in his hands. So excited to know the practice system of professionals in this world. It is divided into 9 realms: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, king, supreme, holy level and divine level. Every 10 levels is 1 level, 1 turn. The gold level mage suit is already an intermediate level equipment and has certain bonuses. In the market. That's worth millions of Star Dragon coins. What a surprise. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Lin Han bowed and saluted. My parents can hand over such valuable ancestral equipment to themselves. He was moved beyond words. What are you kiddo thanking for? Let's take them to level up tomorrow. Although it's not a set yet, it's enough to speed up your leveling up. Shen Mei gently rubbed Lin Han's head and said. Nodded. Lin Han couldn't wait to enter his room. As soon as you enter the room. Lin Han put on the mage's robe and held the staff in his hand. After awakening, Lin Han can already control a little magic power. This is the benefit of professionalism. There is no need for complicated training, just upgrading to gain some abilities corresponding to the profession. With magic infused into both pieces of equipment. Their information appeared in Lin Han's mind. Name, magical blessing. Position, robe. Level, gold level. Description, after wearing it, you can get a certain amount of magic shield. The shield can replace your health to resist damage. The upper limit of the shield value is 5% of your own health. Name, magical blessing. Position, staff. Level, gold level. Description, comes with the dual element effect of earth and electricity, which can cause an additional 8% earth damage, and a 10% probability of causing an additional electrical damage. Both offense and defense. After reading the equipment attributes, Lin Han took a deep breath. Don't put it in the equipment description. The highest bonus of all kinds is only 10%. But that's for others. For yourself. System. Give me these 2 pieces of equipment to increase their power. Lin Han's eyes showed a smile. Bite. 2 pieces of equipment have been successfully increased by 10,000 times. Host, please check as soon as possible. Lin Han injected magic power again. Name, Principles of Dharma God. Position, robe. Level, legendary level. Description, after wearing it, you can get a certain amount of magic shield. The shield can replace your health to resist damage. The upper limit of the shield value is 100% of your own health. Name, Principles of Dharma God. Position, staff. Level, legendary level. Description, comes with the dual elemental effect of earth and electricity, with 100% probability of producing an additional earth or electricity skill damage. Note, due to the upper limit of equipment, the increase rate is up to 100%. Legendary equipment. And everything is 100%. Haha. I sent it. This moment. Lin Han smiled happily. Generally speaking. Legendary level equipment. Only level 70 supreme powerhouses can possess it. Extremely rare. And His current blood volume is 1.2 million, and the shield value of his robe is equal to his health value. That is to say, soon after, beings below the diamond level. It can't break its own defense at all. Although I am a mage, I can definitely fight hand to hand with a staff. This is not it. Is this the style of melee mage Gandalf? Chapter 5, in the wasteland area, the forbidden milk spell is cast. Haha. With a staff in hand and a white robe, mages have always fought at close range. Please call me Melee Daddy from now on. He shook his staff. Lin Han's smile became more and more wanton. Melee Dad's reputation. With your body shape and personality. It really goes well together. I'm really looking forward to seeing myself tomorrow and how fast the upgrade will be. Put away the robe and staff. After Lin Han looked up some information related to natural disasters, he lay on the bed and fell asleep slowly. The next day, Lin Zhongtian and Shen Mei had already gone to work. Lin Han heated up the food himself. After eating, Lin Han put on his mage's white robe, picked up his staff, and was ready to set off. I have diarrhea and there is no paper for him. He has no head and goes to Canada. I wash the kelp. The cell phone rings. Lin Han. Would you like to form a team and practice leveling together? Get on the phone. It's Wang Chong calling. No. Faced with Wang Chong's invitation, Lin Han refused immediately. Why? On the other end of the phone, Wang Chong was stunned for a moment. Then, he said loudly, "Holy shit! Do you look down on your brother? I have found a copy for me at home. Don't worry, the monsters in it are all level 1 to 5, they are very weak." Facing Wang Chong's questioning, Lin Han smiled and shook his head and said, "I'm not looking down on you. It's just that the team upgrade is too slow. Moreover, you have awakened as a main combat profession, and you have a great chance of entering a first-class university. It's not like you don't understand why single brushing is efficient and upgrades are fast." On the other end of the phone, Wang Chong was silent for a while. He knows. What Lin Han said was right. The experience of teaming up to spawn monsters must be equally divided, and the time for spawning monsters in the dungeon is fixed. Therefore, it's definitely not as fast as a single brush. Don't worry. Although my priest profession cannot go beyond one turn, it is absolutely no problem to clear a single copy before level 10. After your second turn, if you take me to kill intermediate monsters, I have no objection at all. Lin Han thought for a while and added. Level 11 to 20 are silver level monsters, which are already intermediate level monsters. The experience points gained from killing will be greatly increased. Okay. Then we have agreed, after the second round, I will take you. Final. Seeing Lin Han's insistence, Wang Chong could only hang up the phone. After putting the phone in your pocket, Lin Han smiled. Actually, he really wanted to form a team with Wang Chong. After all, with the current attribute panel, it is a piece of cake to just brush some novice copies. But after he reaches level 10, he needs to break through. He must find a source of elements to absorb. Therefore, his best place to spawn monsters. It is a wasteland area near the forbidden area. There is a high probability of natural disasters there. It's just too dangerous. Lin Han didn't want to bring Wang Chong there too. There is absolutely no problem for him to protect himself. But Wang Chong, who is only level 1, may be in danger of his life, which is something Lin Han absolutely does not want to encounter. After Lin Han left home, went straight to the teleportation square. Huiyue City has regulations that after graduating from high school, everyone has a chance to use teleportation for free. And Lin Han selected transfer location. It is a wasteland area called Hei's Country. Hundreds of years ago, the entire blue star expanded, except for the emergence of forbidden places such as void cracks and earth abyss. The area of the ocean has also expanded hundreds of times. There are many, many monsters born from the ocean. After hundreds of years of fighting, some holy warriors from the Star Dragon Empire established a maritime defense line along the coast of the empire, to suppress the impact of some sea monsters on the interior of the empire. Huiyue City is a human stronghold along the coast. After hundreds of years passed, the professional path has taken off in a big way. The human race has also begun to reversely reclaim the ocean and developed many areas for the strong to enter, clear monsters, clear secret realms, dungeons, etc. Heiai's kingdom is the sea area closest to Huiyue City. The ocean coast here is teeming with monsters. Moreover, there are a large number of storms gathering on the ocean, and unimaginable natural disasters often occur. There was a flash of light. Lin Han appeared on an island with lush forests. Be careful when spawning monsters. There are 2 lines of tiers for relatives, a copy of Silver Meth Frog. Please do not enter if you are below level 2. There is a sign on the left side of the teleportation array. See this. Lin Han smiled, and then walked into the forest. Him now. You don't need to pay attention to these tips. According to the information he checked last night, there will be a volcanic eruption in the central part of the island in the past year. And then caused once. Volcanic eruptions and tsunamis are top natural disasters. Yes. Lin Han made up his mind to obtain the sources of 2 elements this time. And he doesn't plan to wait passively for the volcano to erupt. He wants to take the initiative to detonate it. Following the path opened by his predecessors, Lin Han headed towards the center. Soon, he saw a frog-like monster. The reason why we say they are similar in appearance. It was because the monster in front of him was more than 1 meter long, had wings, and was covered in sharp-edged ice armor. And the back is covered with large and small venomous spines. LV10 Meth Frog. Wow wow wow. The next second he saw Lin Han, the meth frog spread its wings and let out a baby cry, which was extremely weird. What is it called? Lin Han frowned. Except for the 2 types of attacks involving methamphetamine. Meth frog transformation has a sonic attack that can affect the enemy's mental power. Magic infuses the robe. A brown shield appeared around Lin Han. The corners of Lin Han's mouth rose. He walked towards the meth frog with a smile on his face. Wow! Seeing Lin Han approaching him, the meth frog opened his mouth, and bits of icy blue elements gathered in his mouth. Then, a long ice blue arrow shot out, and at the same time, a lot of black venom was sprayed out from the back of the meth frog. Zitsy! The venom was spilled on Lin Han's location, the ground was corroded, and the vegetation instantly withered and turned yellow. However, when the venom and ice arrows landed on Lin Han's shield, the shield only glowed for a moment. At the same time, Lin Han's mind showed that the shield value was -800. No wonder no one below level 10 is allowed to enter. This attack alone makes even a novice at bronze level 9 have to panic. Lin Han continued to walk forward and came to the meth frog. Now. Wow wow wow. Meth frog was a little confused. How come this human doesn't look injured? Don't wait for it to react. Then it saw a brown-blue staff and smashed it down at itself. Certainly. This was the last the meth frog would ever see. Kill the meth frog and gain 100 experience points. Above the properties panel, a message flashed quickly. And after this ice blue frog died. Wow wow wow. Moment. In the woods around Lin Han, there were many sounds of babies crying. Soon, 8 ice blue frogs appeared in Lin Han's field of vision. See this. Lin Han's mouth showed a smile. Subsequently, he raised his staff and closed his eyes. Waves of magic power began to surge around him, gradually gathering towards his location. Magic Band. The exclusive talent of life sacrifice can suppress magical elements within a 500-kilometer range and turn it into your own magical power. This moment, the magic value on Lin Han's attribute panel kept beating. 500,000, 1 million, 5 million. The troubled wandering dust, the confused traveler. The roar of the gods, the call of the stars. Evil thoughts, the rebirth of order. Great God of chaos, I am your most devout believer, forbidden curse, chaos realm. Lin Han chants the hymn of the God of chaos. Soon. After sensing that the magic value reaches the limit for the release of forbidden spell level spells, Lin Han slowly waved the staff in his hand down. I saw. The sky turned dark instantly. A field spread from around Lin Han. Boom. Suddenly, there was a roar above the entire island. See you. An extremely huge meteorite is falling rapidly. Chapter 6. The top management is shocked. Get the grace of the gods. Is it so scary? Lin Han was stunned. Looking at the sky, meteorites are falling downwards at an extremely fast speed. A look of disbelief. Although after being multiplied 10,000 times, the effect of the forbidden spell will definitely reach an extremely terrifying level. But now I see it with my own eyes. He felt like he was in a completely different situation. At this time, the aura of death spreads throughout the sky. Anyone can see this scene with their own eyes. It will make people feel the end of the world has arrived. The fire caused by the meteorite's friction with the atmosphere surrounds the meteorite like a red fierce light. Rushing towards the direction of the trial where Lin Han was, an extremely terrifying pressure gradually forced its way into the trial place. Huiyue City Detection Department. Head, it's not good. The entire magic wave in Huiyue City has reached its alert level. As soon as these words came out, the entire detection department fell into silence. All of a sudden, everyone fell silent. When Sun Hu, who was leisurely drinking coffee, heard this, he jumped up from his chair. He threw the mug aside and came to the detection equipment. He has managed Huiyue City's detection department for more than 10 years. This is the first time I have seen such a situation. What the hell? What the hell happened? Observing the numerical changes on the screen, Sun Hu looked solemn. Now, the entire detection department has become a red alert state because the value has reached its peak. Aside, a young man who had just entered the department kept swallowing dryly, his eyes full of fear, and he said tremblingly, "Head, could it be an enemy attack? This kind of fluctuation is really terrifying." Sun Hu punched him. He cursed. "Can you be of some use?" Huiyue City is located in the middle along the entire coast. There are countless large towns guarding us all around. If the enemy attack can reach here, you will not be able to escape with your life. Hurry up and get me on the phone with your superiors. The situation is dangerous now. Soon. Hey, I'm Lu Changlong. What happened in Huiyue City? The phone was taken over. Sir Lu, I am Sun Hu, the director of the Huiyue City Inspection Department. Now the Huiyue City Inspection Department has discovered an extremely strong magic wave. The numerical value is comparable to a forbidden curse. So I would like to ask, sir, are there any strong human beings who can manipulate forbidden spells circulating near our city, Huiyue City? Sun Hu grabbed the phone and said anxiously. Forbidden curse? Hearing Sun Hu's words, the person on the phone was obviously stunned and a little shocked by the answer. Yes. The magic fluctuations in Huiyue City have reached a historical peak. This level of magic power fluctuation must be cast by a forbidden spell. There must be a mage in Huiyue City who can cast a forbidden spell. Sun Hu said again and again. Minister Sun. You are responsible for what you say. The forbidden curse can only be released by at least a level 70 supreme level mage. And there are only a handful of supreme realm mages in the entire Blue Star. Facing the pressure of reaching the top. I am responsible for what I said, and according to my observation, the fluctuation of this magic value is extremely strong. It may have exceeded the strength of the 70 level supreme realm, and it is very likely that it is the 80 level holy level. Sun Hu gritted his teeth and said. Minister Sun, I have received your message. I have declared that the entire Huiyue City has entered a state of emergency preparation. We will quickly locate the direction of the magic power and wait for the next action. Final. After thinking for a moment, the other end of the phone responded. Receive. This is what Sun Hu wants. He must rush to the scene to see what happened. If it were a mage from one's own side, that would still be acceptable. As long as they don't do evil deeds. That's not a big problem. But if it is an enemy, then as the minister of this area, he must always do something for the people. Boom. Meteorites slowly embedded themselves into the ground. Endless light. It instantly filled the entire trial venue, and Lin Han subconsciously blocked his eyes. The fire instantly swept through the entire trial venue. Countless creatures were reduced to ashes at this moment, and the explosion became louder and louder. The entire island collapsed and fell apart at this moment. Countless secret places. Because the meteorite fell and began to collapse. Even on a small island. Even the top platinum-level secret realms cannot escape destruction. And this is for Lin Han. It's just a matter of raising your hand. Slowly taking his hand away, what caught Lin Han's eyes was countless experience points pouring into his body. It's just a matter of seconds. His level has reached the watershed of level 10. And after reaching level 10, the experience no longer increases and seems to stay here. Sure enough, after reaching the 10th level, the experience value will no longer increase. It should take a second turn to break through the level barrier again. Lin Han also confirmed the knowledge learned in the textbook. He was once a top student. This knowledge. It couldn't be easier for him. Now. It's just a gradual confirmation of it. At this time, Lin Han didn't bother to worry about whether he could upgrade. In front of his eyes, there are countless equipment and skill books scattered here. This world also has a common ability. That is, the monsters killed will gather the dropped equipment and skill books in front of the killer. This saved Lin Han a lot of trouble. Otherwise, the island will be destroyed this time. Just trying to pick up equipment is very troublesome. Lin Han has no choice. Collect all the countless equipment, and there is also a skill book mixed among them. This actually made him a little happy. I originally thought that being able to explode equipment would be a great thing, but a skill book was actually dropped among them. To know. This skill book is really a rare thing. It is absolutely priceless in the market. Even the weakest skill book can be exchanged for millions in rewards. Lin Han looked at the attribute panel of the skill book, and messages emerged one after another. Name, silent chanting. Type, skill book. Level, intermediate. Description, after the user learns it, he can chant any skill in his heart without making a sound. No need to make a sound. Lin Han is quite satisfied. This kind of auxiliary skill book itself is a very useful thing. The price in the market is also quite high. Not of much use to warriors. But it plays a very crucial role for mages and assassins. Especially some assassin skills require chanting, but if you learn this, you can completely avoid the weakest point. Chances of assassination can be greatly increased. System, help me increase the gain. Byte. The 10,000-fold increase in the skill book has been completed. Please check it quickly, host. Lin Han looked at the attributes of this skill book again. Name, Grace of the Gods, no need to chant. Type, skill book. Level, forbidden spell. Description, the user can cancel all forward movements by using any skill that requires singing, and can release it directly. The grace given by the gods does not require piety to anyone. This is so crazy. After a 10,000 times increase. The effect of this skill book shocked Lin Han. Just look at the description. This has already proved the uniqueness of this skill book. Chapter 7 The source of the fire element, the tsunami breaks out. Cancel action forward shake. Although this kind of thing seems useless on the surface. But in the middle of the battle. But it can show great effect. For example. He used the Chaos Realm before. A hymn to the god of chaos needs to be sung. But next time he uses it, Lin Han only needs to stand here without doing anything, and maybe a meteorite will fall from the sky. Even the other party is too late. Find out when he used this trick. From this point alone, you can see the powerful effect of this skill book. Although it is only an auxiliary skill, but after a 10,000 times increase. In any case, this is a forbidden spell level skill book. Sudden. The whole island shook violently. Lin Han quickly stood firm. Before he could react, the entire island shook even more violently, and lava began to burst out of the volcano in the distance. Really? The meteorite just landed and exploded the entire island's ley lines. Lin Han is a top student. The first time. Just figure out what happened. And just above the sea in the distance, the impact of falling meteorites swept across the sea. Countless waves were swept up to an altitude of 10,000 meters, and waves of hurricanes condensed on the sea surface. In an instant, the entire island and its surroundings were completely transformed into a disaster. Lin Han's eyes narrowed. It worked. The eruption of the volcano triggered the arrival of hurricanes. That's why he is the reason for coming to the restricted area of Hei's country. At this same time, the volcano erupted instantly. And it goes with it. There was also a huge tsunami that swept across instantly. Right now, the buff in the Chaos Realm has been fully developed. Buff bonus, immune to damage by 30%, movement speed increased by 50%. See here. Lin Han no longer hesitated. Although there is such a thing as a tsunami, it will indeed bring some trouble to Huiyue City. But now, he must obtain the source of elements, and he doesn't care about that much anymore. While avoiding the attacks of natural disasters, Lin Han put all the equipment in his bag. Subsequently, he rushed into the interior of the volcano. Although there is danger. But at this time, with his health bar and shield, plus the added buff this time, he was not afraid at all. Only here. It allows him to obtain the source of elements he needs. Lin Han entered the volcano and found that there were no monsters here anymore. Lin Han slowly came to the depths, and the burning sensation gradually deepened, but for Lin Han, whose shield value was off the charts. This feeling. It's almost like taking a bath and soaking in a sauna. Sudden. There was a dazzling light ahead, which attracted Lin Han's attention. The source of the fire element. Lin Han recognized this thing at a glance. He had learned it in textbooks. So it's easy to identify them based on several characteristics. Lin Han slowly approached. Without any hesitation, he took the source of the fire element into his bag. Even if he had expected it before, Lin Han never expected that he would harvest the materials needed for the second turn so easily. Next. As long as he completes the second turn mission, he can transform into the second turn and continue to upgrade. Lin Han didn't stop. Instead, he left the volcano immediately. His purpose was not just this. Above the sea, there is still the source of the wind element waiting for him there. The so-called source of elements. It is a source of natural disaster. Today, volcanic eruptions and tsunamis are two major natural disasters. It also hit Lin Han's heart. Lin Han's second level requires one source of natural disaster, while his third level requires two sources of natural disaster. The source of natural disaster itself is an extremely rare thing. So even Lin Han's current net worth. It is not easy to obtain the source of natural disasters at any time. He must be able to take everything out of the crater. Lin Han didn't hesitate at all. He increased his speed to the maximum and rushed into the tsunami. Facing such a super tsunami, Lin Han didn't have the slightest fear. If he wants to obtain the source of natural disasters, these are things he must experience. Feel the flow of the tsunami. Lin Han immediately looked for the origin of the tsunami. It is said in the textbook that the location where the source of natural disaster appears is the deepest part of a natural disaster, which is also the most dangerous place. But there is an increase in buffs on the body. Lin Han was able to survive the tsunami with ease, not to mention that his current health bar and shield could reach 2.4 million. This is also his breath. The confidence to obtain 2 sources of natural disasters. It didn't take much time. Lin Han locked the location of the source of the wind element. At the same time, Minister, it's not good, there is a huge tsunami on the border of Hei's kingdom, and it won't be long before it comes to Huiyue City. The entire Huiyue City has turned into a mess. What kind of plane are these people working on, and who are they fighting near Huiyue City? Sun Hu banged the table hard and said with a frown. Minister, this person's strength has reached the holy level. We absolutely cannot afford to offend him. The investigator said with some trembling. A boss of this level. For them, they only live in myths, and they have never seen such a strong person. Nonsense, don't I know yet? Sun Hu was a little depressed. If you want to fight, you can't fight anywhere. You have to fight around Huiyue City. A natural disaster of this level is also a big blow to Huiyue City. The cost of future repairs alone is also a considerable expense. What d him off the most was that even if a boss of that level knew who he was, he wouldn't be able to ask for money. Such a dumb loss. They can only swallow it themselves in Huiyue City. Head, Chief Lu's phone number. At this time, a detective ran over in a panic and handed the phone in his hand respectfully to Sun Hu's hand. Sir Lu, I am Sun Hu. Sun Hu took the phone and said. Minister Sun, what is the situation in Huiyue City now? What does your detection bureau do? Why do you have no news at all about a tsunami disaster of this level? Over there on the phone. Lu Changlong's strong voice came. Do you really think that our detection department is omnipotent? The annual funding is so much, and the requirements are quite a lot. If you have the ability, you can come down and be the director yourself. I don't want to be one yet. Sun Hu rolled his eyes and thought to himself. Certainly. On the surface, Sun Hu still said respectfully. Sir Lu, this natural disaster is not natural, but man-made. Lu Changlong was a little confused. Man-made? Sun Hu explained. According to our observations, the location of this tsunami should be near the Hei's kingdom. This is similar to the place where the powerful magic power was released before, so I suspect that this natural disaster was probably caused by the battle of the mysterious strong man. And the most reasonable explanation at present. On the sea near Hei's kingdom, there is a strong human being facing a very powerful monster. Lu Changlong was bored for a long time before slowly saying. What are you going to do next? Sun Hu said decisively. Now our detection department has contacted the once powerful people in Huiyue City to go to the front line to jointly resist this tsunami. As for that strong human being, we are unable to help him. Huiyue City can no longer bear such trouble. Chapter 8 The Wall of Life, Guarding the Bright Moon. Okay, your suggestion has taken effect. Although we have already predicted the movements of this strong human being, the highest order for all safety is to protect Huiyue City. This tsunami is coming fiercely. Minister Sun will protect the safety of Huiyue City at all costs. Lu Changlong issued the final order. Sir, don't worry, the city is here and the people are there, but the city is dead and the people are here. Sun Hu said solemnly. Talking. A hang-up tone came from the other side of the phone. Putting the phone aside, Sun Hu said decisively. You all heard what Chief Lu just said. This strong human is fighting monsters at the front, and the logistics support is left to us. Cheer up, and everyone above level 20 is following me. At this time, outside Huiyue City, countless powerful humans gathered on the shore. Have you heard? It is said that this tsunami was caused by a strong human and a monster. It is said that the monster's strength has reached the supreme level. Among the crowd, a level 24 warrior said. Supreme? Is it so terrifying? No wonder it can trigger a tsunami of this level. Then haven't the powerful human beings already reached the holy level? At this time, A mage said with some disdain. What if? If you want to cause this kind of natural disaster, you must at least use the forbidden spell. However, you can continue to fight using the forbidden spell. This shows that the strong man has reached the holy level. Otherwise, you warriors are born with no brains, and you can't even think of such a simple thing. Although warriors are recognized as the strongest offensive profession, but there will also be sarcasm from other professions. And the most. That is to say, soldiers only know how to fight and have no brains. More than this. It is said that all soldiers in the world share the same brain. The soldier heard this. He immediately picked up the sword and rushed over, cutting the magician in half. Okay, everyone, please calm down. It's this time and you are still in the mood to joke around. At this time a voice sounded. It's Sun Hu, the director of the detection department. Sun Hu's profession is a mage. A real level 43 mage. Even in Huiyue City, he is a real top expert, and after everyone saw Sun Hu's arrival, they all became respectful and calm. As the saying goes, the people do not fight against the officials, not to mention that Sun Hu's reputation in Huiyue City is pretty good. Now that Huiyue City has experienced such a big event, many officials have retreated to their homes and do not want to come and interfere with this matter. And Sun Hu can stand up and advance and retreat with them. This has proven his courage. Sun Hu used his magic power to jump to the Wall of Life. This wall was built to resist the tide of beasts in the sea and has been repaired every year for many years. For years. The Wall of Life has resisted the numerous sea beast tides, large and small, and has never collapsed. But today's super tsunami made Sun Hu feel a little worried. A tsunami of this magnitude. It's really too big. Seeing the tsunami getting closer and closer, Sun Hu quickly jumped off the Wall of Life and stood with everyone. He shouted. If the Wall of Life cannot be sustained, we will work together to activate the barrier. Once we fail, Huiyue City behind us will suffer a devastating disaster. Sun Hu's male tone was very contagious, and everyone present became excited. After all, this kind of thing was really related to them. After all, once it fails, they will be the first batch of dead souls under this tsunami. Boom! Sudden. The tsunami hit the Wall of Life hard. That moment. Countless cracks spread on the wall, and countless seawater flowed out along the cracks. Seeing that something was not going well, Sun Hu quickly shouted. Thanks to my efforts, this Wall of Life will no longer be able to support it. At that moment, many strong men present stepped in and formed a barrier with strength. Attached behind the Wall of Life. Continued to support the wall and prevent it from completely collapsing. Sun Hu could feel it clearly. At this time, as long as they take back their power, then the Wall of Life will collapse in an instant. Didn't he never think that the Wall of Life would collapse? I just didn't expect it to be so fast. It only takes about 10 seconds for the tsunami to reach the Wall of Life. The Wall of Life that had withstood countless beast tides did not survive this tsunami for even 10 seconds. It's already on the verge of being broken. What kind of monster is that strong man fighting in the front? Within the barrier, people were slowly beginning to collapse from exhaustion. No one dared to spare any effort in the face of such a natural disaster. Even Sun Hu, who was standing at the front, was already covered in sweat. Keep on holding on, we will win soon. Sun Hu said. Increasing the injection of magic power, slowly, the power of the tsunami hitting the barrier gradually weakened. A long time has passed. Sun Hu could already feel that the power of the tsunami impact had disappeared. Everyone, I will count to 3 in a minute, and we will take back our power together. Sun Hu shouted. 1, 2, 3. The moment he shouted 3, everyone took back their power. The barrier also disappeared at this moment. The Wall of Life collapsed at this moment without support. The city wall that has protected Huiyue City for hundreds of years has not escaped this tsunami attack, but there is no regret in the eyes of everyone. Because the tsunami did not hit again. They won this battle. Seeing this scene, Sun Hu was relieved. There were not many people who could stand at this time. If the impact of the tsunami had been greater, Huiyue City may really be lost. And this time, Lin Han has arrived at the teleportation formation. He has no idea what is happening in the outside world. He has successfully obtained the source of the wind element in tsunami. He is quite satisfied with the results of this line of work. Not only did he harvest 2 sources of elements from natural disasters, and I also gained countless pieces of equipment. Even if it is placed on the exchange, you can also get a good profit. Now, Lin Han also has a goal. Next up, then he can take over the second turn mission. Lin Han felt an inexplicable sense of urgency in his heart. The secrets in him are really too big. In order to protect himself, he must quickly improve his strength now. After all, even though he now possesses 5 forbidden spell levels of magic. But if you really meet those top strong men, I still feel quite weak. Think of this. Lin Han immediately teleported back to Huiyue City. Wait until he comes to the street. Pedestrians are talking about something one after another. What kind of profession do you think that strong man is? He was able to trigger a tsunami of that level. We Huiyue City had so many strong men dispatched that we could barely resist it. Even the wall of life that has protected us for hundreds of years has collapsed. Who knows? I'm afraid a strong man of that level can no longer be regarded as a human being. In the eyes of others, we are nothing more than a group of ants. Chapter 9 Job Transfer Hall, Second Job Transfer Mission. The wall of life was destroyed? Lin Han felt a little guilty, listening to the discussion on the street. The wall of life has become a landmark building in Huiyue City, and even their textbooks have some explanations about it. He didn't expect it either. The tsunami he caused actually destroyed this thing. Will I be exposed? But soon. Lin Han doesn't have to worry anymore. He heard it from the people. The official judgment was that it was caused by a battle between a strong human and a supreme monster. No matter how you think about it, there is definitely no way to trace this to his first-tier milk profession. It was almost evening, and Lin Han returned home honestly. Xiao Han, you're back. Your mother just wanted to call the public security department. This tsunami is so scary. I don't know which strong human being caused it, but I hope you're fine. Lin Zhongtian was walking towards the kitchen table with a plate of dishes. Seeing Lin Han come back, his face was full of joy. Hear the words. Lin Han was a little embarrassed. Isn't this strong human being himself? He said quickly. Don't worry, Dad, how could this unfortunate thing happen to me? At this time, Shen Mei walked out of the bedroom and said angrily. When these strong men fight, they don't care about the life and death of us ordinary people. We should be more careful when going out during this period. Okay, Mom, don't worry. Lin Han put on his slippers and went to the dining table, picked up the chopsticks and stuffed a mouthful of food. He quickly changed the subject and said, Dad, your skills are really getting better and better. Lin Zhongtian said with a pleased expression. That's for sure. It doesn't matter who your father is. Eat slowly and no one will compete with you. After dinner time is over, Lin Han returned to the room to rest. Wait until the next day. Early in the morning he went out to the job transfer hall. Now that he has gained the power of elements, his level has reached the limit of level 10. Just go to the job transfer hall and accept the job transfer task. Done. You can reach the second turn. When Lin Han arrived at the full-time hall, the place was already filled with people. The recent period has been the peak period of awakening. It's also the peak time for the second transfer. So there are quite a lot of people. Lin Han quickly found an unused window and got in. A warrior? The girl at the front desk looked at Lin Han's tall and burly figure and subconsciously thought that his profession was a warrior. Sacrifice of life. Milk career. Lin Han replied. Sacrifice? The girl at the front desk was slightly startled. I suddenly felt a little pity for Lin Han, if he was a warrior with such physical fitness. He must be the best among men. The future is limitless. But it's a milk-based profession, sacrifice. What a shame. But even so, the girl at the front desk still pulled out a list and handed it to Lin Han. Fill out this occupational information form. Take the order. Lin Han discovered that it was some attribute values. He filled in his information very quickly. Certainly. Specific values. I also wrote a little more based on when I first woke up. If you really fill in your own value of 1.2 million, I'm afraid it will really cause a lot of trouble. Sacrifice profession, have you obtained the source of elements? The girl at the front desk took Lin Han's information sheet and started reading it. But when she saw that Lin Han's awakening time was the day before yesterday. Some surprise. It only took 1 day to upgrade to level 10. Is this a monster? Then I saw that Lin Han's body values were not what a normal sacrifice should have. I felt a little sorry for Lin Han for a while. That's the value. I'm afraid some extremely talented warriors can't even reach it. The source of elements has been obtained. Lin Han responded. The girl at the front desk nodded and thought. I'm afraid this is the young master of some big family. He rose to level 10 in 1 day and obtained the source of elements. She was not surprised to be able to reach the 10th level. Almost any big family with a little background could do it, but a priceless treasure like the source of elements was not something that could be achieved casually. All of a sudden, she was much more curious about Lin Han's identity. Excuse me, can I get the second transfer mission now? Seeing that the girl at the front desk was still silent, Lin Han asked tentatively. The senior girl quickly brought her thoughts back and said with a smile. Of course, but there are some prerequisites that I need to explain to you. You can have 2 choices for job transfer tasks. One is a designated task, which you choose yourself, and the other is a random task from the system. The levels of designated tasks are generally between B and A. There may also be C-level tasks. Of course, it depends on the system pop-up, which is not something we can change. Random tasks are all randomized by the system. There may be tasks lower than C-level, and there may be S-level tasks. It all depends on luck. Of course, because your profession is a milk profession, I will recommend you to choose a designated task, so that the passing rate will be higher. Listening to the girl at the front desk, Lin Han said without thinking. Random mission. Hearing this answer, the girl at the front desk was also stunned. She confirmed again and again. Are you sure you want to select a random mission? After Lin Han answered in the affirmative, the girl at the front desk reluctantly took out an energy ball and said. Please put your hands on it and inject energy. Follow the guidance of the girl at the front desk. Lin Han began to operate step by step. Slowly energy was injected into the crystal ball, and a line was connected to the crystal ball to the display screen behind the girl at the front desk. Name, Lin Han. Occupation, life sacrifice. Level, 1 turn at level 10. Job change mission, go to the dungeon, search and hunt the apostles of the abyss, and obtain the heart of the abyss. Task level, S-level mission. Is it a lottery ticket? Lin Han was a little helpless. My face is too dark. If there is no 10,000-fold amplification system, I'm afraid it's impossible to pass this second mission. But now he has a forbidden curse. There's no need to worry about such things. After arriving in the dungeon, he could just use the forbidden spell to cleanse the dungeon. There was no pressure on him at all. Hello, I want to accept the S-level mission Apostle of the Abyss. Lin Han said decisively. The girl at the front desk had her eyes wide open. She had already mentally constructed this priest and would waste this opportunity and then choose the designated task. Unexpectedly. He actually wants to take it? What is the difference between this kind of behavior and committing suicide? Sir, please consider this. Your profession is a life sacrifice. Participating in a mission of this level will have a very low pass rate for you. We do not recommend you to choose a mission of this level. You still have one chance to choose and choose a designated task. Lin Han also knew the kindness of the girl at the front desk, but he still shook his head and said, "No need, this mission is fine." Chapter 10 Mercenaries, 3 Snakes. Then I will accept the mission for you. The girl at the front desk wants to say something else. But seeing Lin Han's firm eyes, he held back all the words he wanted to say. If he were a warrior, he might really be able to pass the level. But what a pity. Just a professional life sacrificer. Okay. Then. The girl at the front desk began to operate in front of her, filling in Lin Han's information. After a while, the task collection prompt appeared on the display screen of the entire job transfer hall. Task name, Apostle of the Abyss. Task requirements, go to the dungeon to search and hunt the Apostles of the Abyss, and take away the Heart of the Abyss. Task level, S level. Recipient, Lin Han. Occupation, life sacrifice. Level, level 10, 1 turn. Who is this kid? How come he is so overestimated that he even dares to accept such a dangerous task? I never heard that there is such a number 1 person in Huiyue City. Life priest, I have never heard of this profession. Is it some new hidden profession of sacrifice? At this time, people gathered in the job transfer hall looked at this screen one after another. TCH, no matter what he hides or not, in the final analysis, he is still a sacrifice. A milk-based profession dares to take on the S-class job transfer task. He is crazy, isn't he? Young people must be overestimating their abilities. When they are frustrated, they will know what it means to be too high. If I'm frustrated, I'm afraid that he will directly explain himself here. Soon. The entire job transfer hall burst into laughter. Everyone is not optimistic about Lin Han taking on the S-level mission. As a milk-based profession, challenging such a job transfer mission is no different from risking one's life. It's okay, don't worry about what they say, maybe you are lucky enough. When the girl at the front desk saw this, she quickly comforted her. Lin Han didn't care. Just let these people say whatever they like. Then I'll leave first. Finished. Lin Han said goodbye to the front desk and left the job transfer hall amidst the laughter of everyone. The girl at the front desk felt a little uncomfortable looking at Lin Han's figure, but when she thought about it carefully, this kid was promoted to level 10 in just one day. Maybe the big family behind him. Maybe you can find a way to help him solve the task. Before Lin Han could leave the job transfer hall, a group of people suddenly appeared and stopped him. Are you guys? Lin Han observed the clothing of several people. They all wear a badge with a snake pattern on their left chest. We are members of the 3 Snakes Society. At this time, the leader, a bald man, said sternly. 3 Snakes Club? Lin Han has some knowledge of the 3 Snakes, one of the 3 major guilds in Huiyue City. In addition to some official people in a city, there are also some large and small guilds that maintain law and order in various places. In times of urban crisis, these guilds will also step up and assume their obligations. Therefore, guilds also have a vital position in a city. Many things related to cultivation are run by these guilds, even some trial venues. There will be a mercenary team in the guild. You can spend materials or coins to hire people to help with anything. This is also the main source of income for the guild. Although he knew the other party's identity, Lin Han didn't understand how these people could stop him. Now that you know us, things will be easier to handle. The bald man said carelessly. What he likes most is that when dealing with these fledgling children, the other party doesn't understand anything, so it's best to coax and threaten. We have nothing else to do with you. We are going to accompany you on your mission this time. You are just a milk profession. It is still very dangerous to participate in this level of mission alone, but we are different. With our joining, we will definitely ensure that you pass. How's it going? I'm a level 26 warrior, so I feel very safe. These people were all arrogant. The youngest among them is also a second-level player. It's totally enough in front of Lin Han. As relatively well-known mercenaries in the Three Snakes Guild, this time they have to help a first-level milk type obtain the Heart of the Abyss. But wait until they get here. I saw that the mission had been taken over by Lin Han. In the end, he could only prepare to go with Lin Han, and wait until the Apostles of the Abyss were defeated and the Heart of the Abyss was snatched away. Lin Han snorted in his heart. He has already seen what the purpose of this group of people is. It is nothing more than having ideas about the Heart of the Abyss. But there is only one Heart of the Abyss for an Abyss Apostle, and the current mission in Huiyue City is only this one. In other words, whoever gets this Heart of the Abyss will be able to turn it around again. With this premise, how could Lin Han let him out? He had spent so much effort to harvest 2 sources of elements, which made him temporarily give up changing jobs, something that was impossible to even think about. Sorry, I'm not interested. I still like to be alone. Lin Han refused very decisively and raised his legs to walk outside. Boy, don't make a toast and eat the fine wine. You know how powerful our 3 snakes are in Huiyue City. If you offend us, your life will not be easy in the future. The bald man stepped forward to stop him and threatened. Scare me? Lin Han is too familiar with this routine. I always want to show myself in front of newcomers like them. You want to represent a guild with just these few rotten fish and shrimps? I'm afraid the president of the guild doesn't even know how many people there are. You. Lin Han's words made the bald man stunned. Generally, this trick is very useful for newcomers. Now this kid was not afraid at all, which surprised him. Okay, give in. After all, this is the official's territory. If you want to attack me here, you'd better save some time. Lin Han waved his hand, looking like a veteran. Good boy, you did surprise me, but I can tell you that you have completely angered me, and you should know the consequences. Get out of the way. As the bald man roared angrily. Everyone from the mercenary group. They also made way for Lin Han. Indeed, as Lin Han said, this job transfer hall is the territory of the officials. They cannot attack Lin Han here and can only let Lin Han go. Lin Han ignored them and strode out. Captain, are we just going to let this guy go? The bald man snorted coldly. Let him go? If we just let him go, how will we be able to function in the guild in the future? Who can hire us in the future? We must get back this face today. Since being fair and aboveboard doesn't work, let's play something dirty. We're not afraid that we won't make this kid regret going against us. Looking at Lin Han's leaving figure, the bald man narrowed his eyes and said viciously. Chapter 11 Trading Market, Selling Equipment. After getting the mission, Lin Han was not in a hurry and entered the dungeon. Instead, he went to the trading market first. Yesterday, he harvested a large amount of equipment in the trial field. Pile it in your hands. He planned to briefly dispose of the equipment in his hand before going to the dungeon. Arrived in the trading market. At this time, a splendid building made Lin Han's eyes light up. The whole building towers into the sky. Viewed from a distance, the entire tower looks like a 6-petaled flower, exquisite. Above the gate, there are 4 large gilt characters. Trading market. Compared with the simplicity of the job transfer hall, the trading market shows an air of luxury. Lin Han entered the trading market. There were many stalls inside, with people coming and going, and it was extremely bustling. The operator of this trading market. It is said to be one of the most powerful guilds in the world today. It is not comparable to local gangs and guilds like the Three Snakes Guild. And it is precisely because the guild is so large that it has a good reputation in the industry. That's why it's possible. Set up trading markets everywhere without being harassed. Anyone with some brains would not challenge such a behemoth. Heard. Even the official staff of this great guild, which truly stands proudly in the world, would give it a bit of a thumbs down. We found a stall and sat down. Lin Han closed the curtain of the room. In order to respect the privacy of customers, most of these trading markets have a single room to handle transactions. Otherwise, if the customer has any treasures, it is very likely that you will be targeted. This is people too. The reason why you are willing to come to this kind of trading market set up by a large guild. Hello sir, my name is customer service number 0458. I am happy to serve you. The customer service is very polite. That's their job. They don't care about the identity of the customer. Everyone who comes here is a guest. Of course, if it causes trouble. They were not shy about using their hands. Hello, I want to sell some equipment. Lin Han said simply. The customer service's eyes lit up when he heard this. He likes this kind of customer who sells equipment. He can get a lot of commission for every piece of equipment. But his performance at this time was quite different. You can only place your trust in this kind of person. Lin Han waved his hand, and in an instant, the entire table was filled with a mountain of equipment. Are these all for sale? The customer service's eyes were almost straight at this point. He has never seen so much equipment in his life. I originally thought that the man in front of me looked like a student and wouldn't have much, but now it really hit him hard in the face. Yes, these are what I want to sell. You should take stock of these first. There are 2 pieces of legendary equipment. Lin Han nodded and said. Good. Wait, what did you just say? There are 2 legendary pieces of equipment? The customer service was speechless for a while. Although the quality of the equipment on the table is not high, the amount is already terrifying, and the person in front of me actually said that there are 2 legendary pieces of equipment. He has never even seen what legendary equipment looks like in his life. He took out a long sword and armor with a nonchalant expression. Lin Han said. It's just these 2 pieces. Is there any problem? The customer service couldn't help but swallow dryly and stared blankly at the equipment in Lin Han's hands. Just feeling the aura emanating from the surface made him a little excited. This is definitely a real legendary equipment. I wonder what your surname is, sir? Lin Han replied. Forrest. The customer service quickly stood up and said. Mr. Lin, I have no experience in trading legendary equipment. No, none of the customer service staff sitting here have experience in trading legendary equipment. Please wait here for a moment. I will contact our manager now, and the manager will contact you throughout the process. Lin Han did not refuse, but asked him to go back quickly. Please wait a moment, Mr. Lin. The customer service trotted away and left through the back door. He was not excited to pick up such a big customer service, even though the manager would be the one to pick him up next. But none of his achievements can be missed. This one alone. It was enough to feed him for many years. Lin Han waited boredly for 2 minutes, and then a man in a suit and leather shoes walked in. Mr. Lin, right? Lin Han nodded. The man in the suit stretched out his hand to shake Lin Han's hand and said. Let me introduce myself. I am the manager of the Huiyue City branch. My surname is Liu. I am a treasure appraiser of the 46th level. I will personally accompany Mr. Lin in all subsequent transactions. Level 46 treasure appraisal master? Lin Han was a little surprised. He didn't expect that the manager of the Huiyue City branch was actually a level 46 treasure appraiser. He has heard about the profession of treasure appraiser. It is an auxiliary profession and can better hunt for treasures in the dungeon, so some people like to bring one in the team. But this kind of career change is quite troublesome. Most of them stay in the first and second rotations, and the difficulty of changing jobs is no less than his life sacrifice. After all, most people. No resources will be wasted on cultivating a treasure appraisal profession. Hello, Manager Liu. Lin Han also greeted politely. Manager Liu briefly glanced at the equipment on the table and said with a smile. Mr. Lin is really extraordinary. He can actually get so much equipment at one time. I just took a glance at it and found that these equipment can probably be worth 23 million to Mr. Lin. So much? Lin Han has also investigated the market. Most of these equipment are equipment below the golden stage. Although the quantity is large, 20 million is already his ideal price. But Lin Han could also guess what the other party meant. To put it bluntly, he just didn't want him, a big customer, to run away. Make a deal. Manager Lu smiled and said. Mr. Lin is really decisive. Now that the deal here is over, can we take a look at the 2 legendary pieces of equipment? Good. Lin Han knew the purpose of this old fox and was too lazy to talk nonsense with him. He placed the 2 pieces of equipment on the table. Manager Lu was a little surprised. He originally thought that Lin Han's legendary equipment was the one he was wearing, but he didn't expect that 2 more pieces were changed for him. A moment. He felt that the person in front of him was a bit extraordinary, and he might become his big customer in the future. Lin Han smiled and said. Manager Lu, in my opinion, these 2 pieces of equipment are more suitable for warriors. They are of no use to me, so I am going to sell them to you. These 2 pieces of equipment. They are all equipment that Lin Han has increased 10,000 times, and the types are also chosen for the warrior profession. He can indeed increase the power of all equipment by 10,000 times, but that would be easy to expose, so he only picked 2 pieces of equipment. The warrior's equipment is the most expensive and can maximize his benefits. This is also one of Lin Han's stability. After all, he is not very strong yet and still needs to hide his identity. Please also ask Mr. Lin to wait a moment and let me take a closer look to avoid any mistakes. Manager Lu could tell at a glance that these 2 pieces of equipment were indeed legendary, but the specific functional properties still required further observation. Chapter 12 Forging a Fate, Black Card. Please. Lin Han said simply. Upon hearing the response, Manager Lu took out a single-sided spectacles from his chest pocket and put on 2 pairs of snow-white gloves, showing his professionalism. Dear God of Treasure Appraisal, please grant me the ability to examine all things. I will be extremely devoted to you. Please also bless your followers to be able to see through all things. As Manager Lu sang, his eyes were dyed with a hint of gold at that moment, and at that moment his eyes seemed to be able to see through everything. Is this the ability of a treasure appraiser? Lin Han said in his heart. This is the first time Lin Han has seen this special profession. Even everyone in his generation seems to have never had a treasure appraisal profession. After all, this profession is special. Even cultivating a big family requires a lot of resources. Therefore, even if a commoner awakens such an ability, level 10 is his limit. And once a big family cultivates a master of their own treasure appraisal profession, they will protect him as a treasure. After all, he is a truly powerful treasure appraiser. Can give to a big family. The profits brought are considerable. Therefore, the treasure appraisal profession is very polarized. Manager Lu picked up the big knife. Close one eye and start observing carefully. Lin Han looked over, and the detailed information about one eye also appeared in his eyes. Name, Prying Eyes. Position, Accessories. Level, High Level. Description, after wearing it, you can see through all strengths within the king level and see through the attributes of any props. The user's strength cannot be lower than platinum. Seeing this, Lin Han was a little surprised. The functionality of this eye was so high. If it is combined with Manager Lu's own abilities, it may be able to produce even more terrifying effects. Although the high-level ones are indeed much weaker than the legendary ones, if they are sold, they can be exchanged for millions, or even tens of millions. This type of magic weapon itself is rare. So the value also changes drastically. A small-scale auction house manager in Huiyue City actually has the strength of rank 4, and possesses such a terrifying treasure appraisal magic weapon. No matter how Lin Han thinks about it, he still finds it a bit incredible. Manager Lu seemed to notice Lin Han's observation, but he didn't take it to heart. Instead, he started to talk about the properties of the long knife. Name, Blood Slaughter Sword. Position, Long Knife. Level, Legendary Level. Description, it has a violent effect, and the user will strengthen his force by 30%. It also has a bloodthirsty effect, and the user can sacrifice himself and obtain 50% of his own physical strength. What terrible attributes! Manager Lu was a little surprised. The specifications of this long knife can definitely be regarded as the top level among legendary warrior equipment. Just the first one, which strengthens the force by 30%, is already a terrifying attribute. This is the only attribute. It's enough to make this long knife worth 50 million. The second attribute is even more terrifying. If the user is in crisis, he can exchange health points for combat power. Although it seems like a waste of life. But the combat effectiveness in exchange is also considerable. In terms of attributes, it seems that, as Lin Han said, this is the most suitable equipment for warriors. If a warrior wears it, there will be almost no opponents at the same level. Manager Lu put down the long knife. Start taking a closer look at that piece of armor. Name, thick earth armor. Position, armor. Level, legendary level. Description, with a defense effect, the wearer will receive a 30% defense bonus. If the user sacrifices health, the defense value will increase to 50%. Hiss. Manager Lu couldn't help but gasp. It's so scary. Judging from the configuration of these two pieces of equipment, they should be matching equipment, and the attributes of the equipment have reached an extremely terrifying level. It can even be compared to the holy costume. The value of this kind of equipment is definitely the most top-notch, legendary equipment. Mr. Lin, I have read through the attributes of these two pieces of equipment. Manager Lu said with a smile, these two pieces of equipment should belong to a set series. If all these pieces of equipment can be put together, the value generated will be, I'm afraid it's more valuable than some ordinary holy clothing sets. But don't be discouraged, Mr. Lin. Just these two pieces of equipment are already of very high value. Lin Han spread his hands and said, I really don't have any suits here, only these. Manager Lu was not surprised by this answer. Without a strong foundation, it would be difficult to put together such a set. The market for these two pieces of equipment is very good, and they are extremely suitable equipment for soldiers. If Mr. Lin is willing to sell them to us, I can pay a price of 140 million. Comparatively, the value of the blood slaughter sword should be 60 million, and I can pay 70 million for the thick earth armor. After all, the blood-slaying broadsword is best used by warriors, and other combat professions are probably more interested in thick earth armor, so the functionality of thick earth armor will be higher. Lin Han was not surprised. The price was already much higher than he originally expected, and the manager Lu in front of him did not try to trick him. Then let's take this price. At this time, Manager Lu said again, but I have another option here. Mr. Lin can consign these two pieces of equipment to us first. There will be an auction house running soon. If they are placed on the auction house, the value of these two pieces of equipment could double. Considering that Mr. Lin may have money, our auction house can pay 100 million in advance, and we will receive part of the commission from the subsequent auction price. At this time, Lin Han was very interested in what Manager Lu said. He's right. There will definitely be no shortage of equipment of this magnitude in the trading houses. Just knowing the specific attributes, there will definitely be countless strong people who will even go bankrupt in order to get them. But Lin Han also understands. As long as Manager Lu buys it here, he can list it on the auction house himself, and the income gained will be higher. So it's not hard to guess. Manager Lu must want to have a good relationship with him. I can just continue to send him whatever I have in the future. Since Manager Lu has said so, then just follow Manager Lu's wishes. I believe you. Lin Han nodded and said. Hearing this, Manager Lu also laughed and took out a contract. In that case, Mr. Lin will fill out this contract and we will complete the transaction. After briefly reading the contract and confirming that there were no problems, Lin Han signed his name with a wave of his hand. Manager Lu put the contract away. At this time, he took out another black card from his body and handed it to Lin Han. Mr. Lin, there is exactly 12 million in this card. This card is also the VIP black card of our auction house. No matter which city's auction house you are in, you can enjoy the highest standards of treatment. Chapter 13 Crazy Collection of Skill Books. I took the black card, the number on it is 086. Lin Han put the black card away. This transaction was considered a perfect conclusion. Whether it was the price or the attitude, Lin Han was quite satisfied. "Mr. Lin, shall I see you off?" Manager Lu said politely that he was still willing to maintain the relationship with such a mysterious big customer. Lin Han said, "Don't worry, I still want to buy something." "Huh?" Manager Lu's eyes lit up and he said quickly, "Whatever Mr. Lin wants to buy, I can help you choose. Skill books and magic scrolls." Lin Han's purpose is very accurate. Only skill books are the most substantial help to him now, and the fastest way to obtain skill books is to buy them in this trading market. And the magic scroll contains some magic that can be released at any time. Quite convenient too. "Mr. Lin, wait a moment." Manager Lu left the room as soon as he finished speaking, and walked in with a book in an instant. "Mr. Lin, the skill books and magic scrolls in our trading market are all here. What do you want?" Lin Han took the catalog and started flipping through it. Most of the skill books here were high level and above, which was in line with his thoughts. Even if he buys a higher standard skill book, it is just a waste of money. "Do you still have a backup of this directory?" Listening to Lin Han's words, Manager Lu didn't know what he wanted to do for a while, but just replied, "There are many more." "That's good." When Lin Han got the answer, he started tearing it up page by page. Manager Lu on the side looked confused. After all, he was a big customer and he needed to be patient in everything he did. Not long after, the skill book was torn into tatters. Lin Han tore a thick stack of paper from his hand and handed it to Manager Lu, saying, "I want these if I tear them off." "Mr. Lin, wait a moment. I'll ask someone to pick it up now." Manager Lu was a little confused, but he reacted immediately and said. I saw Manager Lu pick up the phone. After taking a photo of the catalog, he said in the employee group, "Now put down what you are doing and put together these skill books and magic scrolls. I will need them right away." Not long after, a man walked in pushing a cart and said respectfully, "Manager, these are all the magic scrolls you want. Make sure there's no oversight." "Absolutely not." Manager Lu waved his hand, indicating that he could go down. "Mr. Lin, do you want to take inventory?" Lin Han waved his hand and said that it was not necessary at all. There was really no need to do such a thing in a trading market of this size. "Well, the total value of these skill books, Mr. Lin, is 120 million. After all, you are our big customer. I'll just charge you 100 million. "Good." Lin Han took out the black card that Manager Lu had just given, and soon 100 million yuan was swiped back. Lin Han put away the magic scroll and prepared to leave here. When Manager Lu saw this, he quickly followed out. When passing outside, Lin Han could still hear noisy sounds in some rooms, and even some halls started to become commotion. "You told me a second ago that you still had this magic scroll, and now you tell me that it's gone. Is your trading market too arrogant recently? Is this how you play tricks on your customers? I'm so kind to you. Do you really think I have to buy from you?" Listening to the noisy noise, Lin Han also understood what these people were talking about. It was just that the skill books had been swept away by Lin Han, leaving these people with nothing to buy. The customer service staff all smiled and said, "I'm sorry, customers, we can't judge this kind of thing. This kind of thing is our negligence, so please don't mind. Do you mind wasting our time just by apologizing?" Even though the customer service staff of the trading market minimized their status and posture, these people did not buy it at all. "Everyone, be quiet." At this time, Manager Lu, who was standing next to Lin Han, suddenly shouted. Hearing Manager Lu's voice, the customer service staff all looked at him as if they had found a savior. "What do you do? Is this how people in this trading market talk to your customers?" Many customers did not show any mercy at all. In their view, this matter was obviously that the people in the trading market were at fault, so they were not afraid at all. "Our customer service has made it very clear to you. Since someone has taken advantage of it, then no goods means no goods. There is no need for you to continue to make trouble here." As Manager Lu spoke, his aura secretly spread out, and he said, "I have made it very clear. If any of you want to cause trouble here, then don't blame me for being rude to you. As the saying goes, peace brings wealth. If you want to continue making trouble, it depends on whether you are sure of getting rid of me. Level 4 Treasure Appraisal Master. Everyone recognized Manager Lu's strength. Although he was a treasure appraiser, he was still a rank 4 expert. This is not a career difference at all. It is a real gap in hard power. All the troublemakers also fell silent at this moment, and Manager Lu looked at Lin Han and said with a smile, "Mr. Lin, don't suggest it. There are more people causing trouble in this place every day. So appropriate threats are still needed." Lin Han didn't care. The two of them also slowly walked out of the trading market. "Then I will send it here. If Mr. Lin wants to sell or buy anything, please contact me. The price is definitely the most reasonable in the country. This is your black card, Mr. Lin." After Lin Han took the black card and said goodbye to Manager Lu, he left the trading market. "Boss, I followed that boy Lin Han to the trading market. I don't know what the boy bought, but in the end it was Manager Lu of the trading market who personally sent him out." And Manager Lu was quite polite to Lin Han. The most important thing is that Manager Lu handed Lin Han one of their black cards. That black card should be similar to our president's black card. This shows that Lin Han's wealth should be extremely high. Du San elaborated on what he saw while following Lin Han. And the person in front of him. It was the bald man who stopped Lin Han in the job transfer hall. After Lin Han left, the bald man arranged for Du San to follow Lin Han. Du San's profession was thief, which was also a highly hidden profession. It was very convenient for following others. "Are you telling the truth?" the bald man asked again. Du San's eyes were extremely sure, and he said, "What I said is absolutely true, and there is absolutely no trace of falsehood. I suspect that Lin Han's identity is not simple. You can tell it just by Manager Lu's attitude towards him." Chapter 14 10,000 times increase, Eye of Heaven. If Lin Han has a black card in his hand, then he definitely has some kind of treasure on him. The bald man knew about the black card. He had been lucky enough to see the president's black card, which could only be obtained by those with a certain status and financial resources. He didn't expect it. A level 10, one-turn priest would actually have such a treasure on his body. But boss, if Lin Han has that kind of thing in him, will there be any background behind him? Du San thought for a moment and said. "It doesn't matter." The bald man waved his hand and continued, "Lin Han is just a level 10 life priest. What kind of threat can a milk profession pose to us? After entering the dungeon, who cares what the background is behind him, kill him in the dungeon and seize the treasure, then we will really soar into the sky." When several mercenaries heard this, their eyes showed anticipation. They are just low-level members of the Three Snake Society. Their wages. It's just a matter of accepting tasks and gaining some wealth. But for this small group of them, it is just a drop in the bucket. They also need a lot of wealth to help them improve their lives. At this time, Lin Han found a place to stay and took out the skill book he just bought. Among them was a book on induction, which interested him very much. Name, Induction. Type, Skill book. Level, Intermediate. Description, active skill can sense everything within a 3-kilometer radius, but it will cause great consumption to the user's body, and may even cause devastating harm to the user's body, so please use it rationally. Without thinking, Lin Han said calmly, "System, help me increase my power by 10,000 times. The skill book has been increased 10,000 times successfully, host please check the details quickly." Name, Eye of Heaven. Type, Skill book. Level, Forbidden Curse. Description, passive skills, permanent perception of malice, and will notify the host as soon as danger approaches. Active skill, gives the user a god's perspective. Lin Han was overjoyed. This effect was simply unparalleled for him. Basically, all dangers cannot come close. Once he senses the danger, he can activate active skills to detect the location of everyone nearby. Compared to the previous induction technique, this Eye of Heaven has no loss to itself. It is completely a qualitative leap. After briefly familiarizing himself with the skills, Lin Han did not waste any more time, but found a nearby teleportation array and headed towards the dungeon. Dungeon. After arriving at the underground city, as soon as you exit the archway, there are official personnel collecting admission fees. Lin Han was really not short of money now. After paying the entrance fee, he came to the dungeon. Originally, Lin Han thought that the underground city was a very deserted place, but now that he came there in person, he found that the underground city was so prosperous that he couldn't believe it. "Brother, it seems that you are here for the first time. I only need 50 star dragon coins, and I can explain it to you." At this time, a man came up and spoke like a seasoned man. "Good." Lin Han threw out 50 star dragon coins. When he came to the underground city for the first time, he really needed to find a tour guide to help him, so that he could save some unnecessary trouble. The tour guide counted the star dragon coins, and after confirming that they were correct, he said with a smile, "The boss is awesome, my name is Lu Wei. If the boss wants to know anything, you can ask me." Lin Han said as he walked, "The underground city should be full of monsters. Why does it look so prosperous here with all the merchants moving in?" Lu Wei explained, the dungeon was indeed full of monsters at the beginning. Even near the entrance, there were all kinds of dangerous creatures. But as humans gradually became stronger, all the monsters in the vicinity have been cleared. Now, not only in dungeons, there will be a safe zone in any location. There are formations set up by the top mages, and there are many armies and guilds guarding it. This is to provide a place where people can replenish their status and convey information after coming to the dungeon. Looking at the boss's appearance, he must be here to participate in the second mission. Lin Han raised his eyebrows and said curiously, "How do you know?" Lu Wei looked like he was in control, and said with a smile, "Looking at the boss like this, it is his first time in a large dungeon like a dungeon, and novices will never choose such a dangerous place to upgrade monsters. So it is not difficult to see that the boss should start preparing for the second transfer mission now." "That's right." Lin Han admitted generously and said, "My second mission this time is to be the Apostle of the Abyss." "Apostle of the Deep Abyss?" Lu Wei stuttered for a moment and exclaimed, looking at the boss's majestic appearance, "I didn't expect that the boss is a breast person." "How do you know this?" Lu Wei continued, "The mission of the Abyss Apostle is an S-level mission among the second-level missions. It is also one of the missions with the highest failure rate and death rate among the second-level missions. The most important thing is that this mission will randomly give people most of the milk professions. So once most dairy professions get this mission, they can basically declare the mission failed. Of course, if you have money, you can contact some mercenaries to help you obtain the Heart of the Abyss. I think the boss is not short of money. Would you like to help you contact some mercenaries with good reputations? I have contact information for mercenaries from the 3 major guilds." Lu Wei has long been familiar with this kind of thing. He can also get a lot of agency fees by helping some newcomers contact mercenaries, which is what he likes to do. "Unnecessary." Lin Han refused. "You must know that he just offended a mercenary from the 3 Snake Society. Although he is not afraid, ants are still a trouble no matter how small they are. Lu Wei, do you know the intelligence collector? I need to know the refresh location and time of the Abyss Apostle." "Boss, it's not that I look down on you, but do you really want to defeat the Apostle of the Abyss by yourself?" Lu Wei couldn't believe it. A level 10, one-level milk-type dungeon mastering this type of dungeon was simply risking his own death. He looked at Lin Han, who looked quite smart, so why could he not think about it so hard? "That's right." Lin Han said simply, "Don't worry about how I do it, just tell me if there are any intelligence personnel." Lu Wei also found that he could not defeat her, so he could only say helplessly, "I happen to know someone, I will take you there." Then the two of them walked towards the dungeon and came to a stall. Lu Wei sat over and knocked on the table. "Old Lu, don't sleep. I'll introduce you to a boss. He wants to buy information about the Apostles of the Abyss. Hurry up, don't keep the boss waiting." Chapter 15, Secretly Tracking is so heartbreaking. "Hey, I got the job." Lu Jian was still slumped on the rocking chair, not even raising his head to see Lu Wei. Lu Wei patted his chest and said, "Don't you even look at who I am? In this underground city, I am afraid that I won't be able to get a job because of my professional abilities? Stop talking nonsense and tell me what information you need." Lu Jian was too lazy to talk nonsense with him and directly stated the point. Lin Han stepped forward and said, "I want all the news about the Apostles of the Abyss, the latest refresh location and refresh time." Hearing this, Lu Jiankai raised his hat slightly and said, "Preparing for the second mission, Heart of the Apostle of the Abyss?" "That's right." Lu Jian asked again, "Looking at your figure, you should be a warrior. If you are a breast type, it will be difficult. It is almost impossible to achieve the goal without the help of mercenaries. It seems that you are quite lucky." Lu Wei hurriedly scolded him and said in a low voice, "You don't want to open any pot, this boss is a professional priest of the milk industry." "Sacrifice?" Lu Jian was stunned and exclaimed, "Aren't you, a priest, seeking death by accepting this kind of mission? Even if I sell you information, you can't defeat the Apostles of the Abyss by yourself. You'd better ask the mercenary group to help you. Don't blame me for not making it clear to you. Although we are all here to make money, there are some truths that I still need to make clear to you. Go back." "Thank you." Lin Han smiled and said, "But I have made up my mind, give me the information." "Finished." Lin Han threw out a bag of Star Dragon coins. "Of course I have my own way to solve it. As an intelligence businessman, you have to make money, right?" It was also the first time that Lu Jian met such an incompetent person. Although selling information was his profession, he was still willing to kindly remind him when he met such a person. Okay. He also knew that he could not be persuaded, and he was unwilling to say anything anymore. He took out a scroll from the side and threw it into Lin Han's hands. "Your Star Dragon coins are almost enough. This scroll contains news about the Apostles of the Abyss." Lin Han said. "Okay, Lu Wei, you don't have to follow me." After saying that, Lin Han left here. According to the intelligence, the main activity location of the Abyss Apostles is the southwest of the underground city. This is the time. It's almost time for the Apostles of the Abyss to appear. Sudden. A fierce light flashed in Lin Han's mind. There is danger. This feeling is the passive danger perception of the Eye of Heaven. As long as there is danger approaching, the Eye of Heaven will alert the host as soon as possible. Being targeted? Lin Han quickly released the active skill of Eye of Heaven, and instantly all the blind spots in the entire dungeon were reflected in Lin Han's eyes. Based on the danger perception, Lin Han quickly locked onto an area. 3 Snakes Mercenary Group. Lin Han couldn't help but sneer in his heart, these people are really determined to follow me into the underground city. It seems they want to kill me here. But now that Lin Han has discovered their whereabouts after all, it is naturally impossible to just throw them away and let the matter go. If there is any critical moment in the future, these people will be a problem. Now that everyone has been tracked in, Lin Han has made up his mind that no one in the dungeon will care about this kind of thing. Now it's going to be the opposite, maybe whoever killed the other person. Today, these people will be trapped and killed in the underground city. Even if Lin Han discovered their whereabouts, he continued to move forward according to the direction in the intelligence without revealing any clues. Slowly, he came to an abyss. Looking at the map in his hand, he murmured, according to the information in the report, this is the main haunt of the Abyss Apostles. Calculating the time, it is almost time for the Abyss Apostles to refresh. Lin Han will be in the trading market before some of the magic scrolls purchased are ready. As the name suggests, magic scrolls can store some magic skills, which are very useful during battles. After all, Lin Han's abilities are all forbidden spells. If there is someone next to him, using the forbidden spell will definitely expose himself, so the magic scroll can cover up all this. Even if others see it, they can definitely think that Lin Han is a rich man. Lin Han stopped. The 3 snake mercenary groups stopped one after another, covered their bodies, and began to observe. He has just purchased the information about the Abyss Apostle. This should be the refresh location of the Abyss Apostle. We will wait here until Lin Han can no longer support us before we take action. I want both Lin Han and the Apostle's heart this time. The bald man looked excited. From Lin Han's moves along the way, it could be seen that Lin Han was a big dog, and he definitely had a lot of good things. As long as this battle can be successful, their mercenary group will surely flourish in the future. Boss, look, the Apostles of the Abyss have been refreshed. The members on the side suddenly exclaimed. A humanoid monster walked out of the darkness, with mucus flowing down from its fangs. The red eyes seemed to be able to see everything clearly in the night. Lin Han noticed this thing immediately. Level 12, Apostle of the Abyss. Compared with the methamphetamine frogs we encountered before, the aura displayed by this Apostle of the Abyss is much more terrifying. Although it is only 2 levels higher, the two are completely different states. If the previous one was a mob, this one is completely at the level of a mini-boss. It's hard to imagine that if there wasn't a system in place, it would be completely impossible for the milk profession to clear this level alone. Even if Lin Han was a warrior, it would be impossible to clear the Apostle of the Abyss alone at level 10. Easy thing. Such a mission. It's totally a major flaw. Otherwise it cannot be considered one of the most difficult levels. At the first moment, the Abyss Apostle's eyes were locked on Lin Han, his legs running wildly in a strange posture, and the mucus in his mouth began to scatter everywhere. It's so ugly. Lin Han snorted and threw the magic scroll in his hand directly. Thunder and lightning struck from the air, and countless flames spread in an instant. This kid. The bald man looked on in shock. He didn't expect that Lin Han had so many magic scrolls in his hands, and he could see his wealth from this. But in fact, it's more distressing. These magic scrolls are all good things, and any one of them can be exchanged for nearly dozens or even millions of dollars. In this kid's hands, he just threw it away like a toy. What a waste. It's a complete waste of natural resources. But the bald man's reason is telling him that now is not the best time to take action. The bald man can still tolerate it for the sake of wealth. The Apostle of the Abyss is going berserk. Chapter 16. The mantis stalks the cicada, but the oriole follows behind. At this time, the effect of the magic scroll gradually disappeared, the eyes of the Apostle of the Abyss gradually turned redder, many spikes sprouted from his arms, and a faint white mist appeared all over his body. Now the hatred is completely filled. The magic scroll used by Lin Han. It's not high-end goods. It's just enough to deal with monsters within level 10. After all, his goal is not just to kill the Apostles of the Abyss. If you use those, a magic scroll worth tens of millions. He is so scared. Directly blast the Abyss Apostle to death. That's when. Want to lure out the mercenary group following him. That would be too much trouble. At this time, the Apostle of the Abyss seemed to have gone crazy and rushed towards Lin Han's location, regardless of his physical injuries. Even if he faces Lin Han next, the magic scrolls thrown are like turning a blind eye. Bring it on. Lin Han said silently in his heart. Just a moment. The Apostle of the Abyss had already arrived in front of Lin Han and punched out. Lin Han tried to dodge, but was still knocked aside firmly. Face this blow. Lin Han didn't even use the shield, but used his health to resist. At the same time, Lin Han's mind reminded him that his health value was -1800. Horrible. You must know that the level 10 ice poison frog at that time only caused him to lose 800 health points. This heavy punch from the Apostle of the Abyss. He actually lost 1800 health points. Of course, the reason why Lin Han didn't turn on the shield was because he was afraid that the mercenary group would be able to see the clues. After all, the shield would be revealed during actual combat. So, it's all about being cautious. Take action. Seeing that Lin Han had been severely injured, the bald man could no longer sit still. This was the best time to take in all Lin Han and the Apostles of the Abyss. All of a sudden, everyone in the mercenary group took action one after another. The bald man came to Lin Han and kicked him away. Lin Han, don't you think, this is what will happen if you don't cooperate with us? The bald man stared greedily in Lin Han's direction. At this time, he could already determine that Lin Han, as a 10th level milk type, no longer had any ability to act. Especially after his kick. Lin Han had completely given up the possibility of resistance. You are so mean. Lin Han pretended to be resentful and fell to the side, covering the area where he was kicked. Despicable, the bald man laughed, you seem to have not understood the situation. In this kind of world, the one who can stand at the end is the king. It's your fault, kid. You don't know how to hide your wealth. Lin Han said calmly. You are not afraid of killing me. The forces behind me will not let you go. Tisk, tsk, tsk. The bald man smiled contemptuously. Young Master Lin, how long have you been talking nonsense? Our current location is an underground city. Even if we kill you, who can know? Stop dreaming. When we take your wealth and leave here, who will care about your identity? Even if the power behind you is overwhelming, they will just think that you have not cleared the dungeon. So many people saw you accepting the mission in the job transfer hall. You are just a milk profession who doesn't know the heights of the world. You failed and died in the dungeon. Lin Han was too lazy to continue talking when he saw this, but his purpose had been achieved at this time. The reason why he was waiting for the bald man to take the lead instead of taking the initiative to cause trouble for the bald man. That's because as long as the other party takes action, then Lin Han will be deemed as a legitimate counterattack. All to avoid red name tracking. This is also Lin Han's purpose. If not, there will be a red warning in public areas, which will be very inconvenient for Lin Han's future actions. And the other people are obviously being dazzled by Lin Han's wealth. He didn't care about these things at all. Boss, this kid has no ability to move anymore. Don't worry about him for now. Let's kill the Apostle of the Abyss first and then talk about it. The thief among them said quickly. The rest of the mercenary group members have already gone to contain the Apostles of the Abyss. At this time, the hatred on the Apostles of the Abyss gradually transferred from Lin Han to the members of the mercenary group. Good. The bald man didn't hesitate. After understanding Lin Han's condition, there was no need to worry about him anymore. After all, he could still get a lot of wealth by taking the Heart of the Abyss back. Although Lin Han, a big dog, is already in their pocket. But no matter how small a fly is, it is still meat. The weakest part of the entire mercenary group is also the second level strength. Even if they are the Apostles of the Abyss who fall into rage, they can deal with them with ease. Get out of the way. The bald man roared angrily and punched out, unleashing all the strength of his second level warrior. The Apostle of the Abyss was hit hard and flew backwards, slamming heavily into an abyss. A mere 12th level Apostle of the Abyss dares to be so arrogant. The bald man said disdainfully, let's go and give the Apostle of the Abyss the final blow. As expected of the boss, he can destroy the Apostle of the Abyss with one punch. That's not certain. The boss is a warrior. It's not easy to deal with the Apostles of the Abyss. This time we returned home with a full load. The bald man was also happy to be complimented by the members of the mercenary group. However, several people did not notice Lin Han behind them at all, who had slowly stood up, with a bright smile on his lips. Sudden. Lin Han's eyes flashed. No need to chant, the grace of the gods activates. Forbidden curse, depravity intervention. Just as a few people were talking and laughing, they were preparing to end the Apostles of the Abyss. Everyone in the mercenary group suddenly stopped, and all the words they were saying were choked in their mouths. The bald man realized something was wrong and turned to look at them. What are you thinking about? Let's finish it quickly. But a few people just stood there with their heads lowered and didn't reply to the bald man. Suddenly, a professional thief came out with a dagger in his hand. The bald man reacted quickly and quickly ducked sideways, saying angrily, "What are you going to do, rebel?" Next, the rest of the people took action to surround the bald man. The bald man felt fear in his heart. Although he was a warrior, facing so many strong men of the second rank, he was powerless for a while. I'm always not kind to you. After completing this order, we will be able to live a prosperous life. Even if he continued to say this, several people remained unmoved. If you're not happy, how about we share it equally? I won't take the big share, okay? The bald man retreated back, but the others didn't pause at all and charged out crazily, not giving him the slightest chance. If you say that, then don't blame me for not giving you a chance. The bald man said fiercely. He didn't know why these people rebelled during this period, but if he didn't fight to the death, he might really be left here. Chapter 17. The dungeon is going to be destroyed. Lin Han walked slowly to the side not far away from several people. Now the bald man was trapped. Facing the joint strangulation of several second-level powerhouses, there was no room for resistance. And just a few people. It wasn't even discovered that he was doing something secretly. This is also the advantage of not needing to chant. You just need to think about it in your mind and use whatever you want. How about it? This big gift I gave you is not bad. Lin Han said suddenly. The bald man was suppressed by the crowd at this time, and his eyes were filled with despair. When he saw Lin Han walking over unharmed, his expression became even more distorted. It's you did it all. When did you bribe them? Don't say it so harshly. Lin Han sat on a stone nearby and said with a smile, have you never thought that I would control them all? You have fallen into my trap from the beginning. You have followed my plan every step of the way, but one thing has exceeded my expectations. Your IQ is really too low. Listening to Lin Han's words, the bald man couldn't imagine it, but it was obvious from the state of these people that they had lost their minds, as if they were controlled by something. It's him. The bald man really couldn't believe it. The person in front of him was obviously a level 10 life priest. How could he do this? Forget it, you are already dead, and I don't mind letting you experience the power of the forbidden spell. Lin Han stood up and stretched. Forbidden curse? Even though the bald man was hit by everyone at this time, he had forgotten the pain and stared in Lin Han's direction. Chaotic realm. Lin Han thought in his heart. Suddenly countless thunder and lightning surged out from the ground. The whole abyss in an instant. They all fell into a rage. The bald man went limp when he saw all this. Forbidden curse. This is definitely a forbidden curse. How is this possible? Who are you? Before the bald man could finish speaking, several bolts of thunder and lightning surged out from beneath them, blasting all the mercenaries away. It's boring. Lin Han said lightly, with such little IQ and strength, you still want to imitate others and become robbers. Slowly, the power of thunder and lightning began to bombard the abyss. Even because of the power of thunder and lightning, the entire abyss could no longer withstand the baptism and began to slowly collapse. And the collapse of the abyss is just the beginning. Just where Lin Han didn't know, the entire underground city had begun to collapse. Huiwa City Detection Center. Head, no, there's something wrong in the dungeon. After hearing this, Sun Hu came to the machine immediately. After the last incident, the words, problem, were deeply imprinted in his mind. What the hell is going on? Sun Hu stared at the energy test that had reached red on the display screen, and he already wanted to curse in his heart. The wall of life was destroyed in the past 2 days. In the past 2 days, we are preparing to repair the wall of life. The construction has just started over there, but there is another problem here. Head, according to the detection of landmarks, the dungeon is probably in chaos now. This energy is too powerful, and it is very likely that the dungeon will collapse directly. The inspectors made their judgment immediately. Is the underground city going to collapse? Sun Hu was a little surprised. This underground city is a relatively popular industry in Huiwa City, and there are quite a few professionals in it. Once the dungeon collapses, then many professionals will be killed or injured. Yes, this energy fluctuation is enough to cause the entire underground city to collapse. And the energy this time is not weaker than the energy last time. I suspect there may be a supreme powerhouse in the dungeon. When Sun Hu heard the news, he punched the board hard and cursed. This group of supreme powerhouses have nothing to do. They insist on making such a fuss in Huiwa City. The last tsunami almost annihilated Huiyue City, but this time they came directly to the underground city of Huiyue City. This obviously doesn't take our Huiyue City seriously. Prepare a phone number for me and call the mayor. Soon, a phone was brought over. Sun Hu grabbed the phone and dialed. Hello, I'm the mayor. Sun Hu quickly said respectfully, Mayor, I am Sun Hu, the director of the detection department. Xiao Hu, what's wrong? When he heard that the call was from Sun Hu, the mayor also became gentle. He still liked Sun Hu, a junior, and he had worked hard since he took up the detection department of Huiyue City. The achievement of protecting Huiyue City in the past 2 days also made him quite happy. Mayor, it's not good. Someone is destroying the underground city of Huiyue City. Based on the energy in it, I believe that his strength is at least the supreme power. Now the underground city is crumbling and may collapse at any time. The originally gentle mayor suddenly paused, his tone became much more serious, and said, Is the underground city going to collapse? Sun Hu said quickly, Yes, there are a lot of professionals in the dungeon now. If the dungeon really collapses, the casualties will probably reach a terrifying figure. It will be a terrible blow to our Huiyue City. Professionals who can go to the dungeon to do tasks and practice are at least second level. The strong men of the second rank play a vital role in the future of our Huiyue City, and we cannot afford to harm them. The mayor said solemnly, Minister Sun, please lead the manpower of the detection department to go to the underground city for rescue immediately. Mayor, our detection department has limited manpower. Sun Hu continued, I also ask the mayor to give me authority. I need to mobilize manpower to other departments. That's right. The mayor simply said, we must ensure the safety of professionals. The future of Huiyue City is in your hands. Good. Sun Hu simply responded and hung up while listening to the mayor's call. Gather, let's go to the dungeon. At this point the mayor hung up the phone and shouted. Shaoli, come in. After hearing what the mayor said, the secretary also walked in and said, Mayor, what are your orders? Go and inform all the high-level personnel, tell them that there is a big problem in Huiyue City, and ask them to arrive at the Huiyue City Convention Center as soon as they receive the news. The mayor's secretary was stunned. This was the first time he saw the mayor's expression so serious. He asked in confusion, Mayor, what happened? The dungeon is collapsing. Upon hearing this, the mayor's secretary froze on the spot and ran out to inform other senior officials. The mayor lit a cigarette indifferently, his eyes became stern. Who is eyeing Huiyue City? They have been swarming around Huiyue City several times, so they don't take us seriously. Chapter 18 Huiyue City, Emergency Meeting. Huiyue City Convention Center. At this time, the Huiyue City Conference Center was filled with all the high-level personnel of Huiyue City, but only one of them was absent. What is Sun Hu doing? He is still absent from a meeting of this level. Could it be that the last incident made him feel that he can disobey the empire? A bald man sitting nearby. I lit a cigar to express my annoyance. Minister Sun is leading people to the underground city for rescue at this time. Minister Sun does not need to attend this meeting. Everyone should be here now. Let's get started. The mayor suddenly spoke, dispelling everyone's concerns. I believe everyone understands the general situation. The mayor continued, according to the latest news from the detection department, the entire underground city has begun to collapse. At this rate, the entire underground city will be reduced to ruins within an hour. Mayor, what happened? Why did the underground city collapse? Is there some unrecorded monster that appeared? The Minister of Education asked at this time. No, there are no unrecorded monsters. According to Minister Sun's speculation, a supreme powerhouse appeared in the dungeon and used a forbidden curse level move. The entire dungeon could not withstand the forbidden curse, so it collapsed. Listen to the mayor. Everyone fell silent instantly. The bald man threw the cigar into the ashtray and banged the table. Supreme level powerhouse, what the hell are these supreme level powerhouses? Do these people have nothing to do? What are we pretending to be in Huiyue City? We have the ability to go to the imperial capital to make noises. Just because of the last incident, the losses caused to us have been quite huge. Just repairing the wall of life, our financial department is already a little weak. That's right. This is the bald man, the head of the financial department in charge of financial power in Huiyue City. If anyone in Huiyue City encountered this situation the most, I'm afraid no one was more troubled than him. Yes, these two incidents alone have brought a lot of trouble to Huiyue City, and it is also the peak period for students to awaken to their professions recently. I suspect that someone may be causing trouble, the Minister of Education said solemnly. The mayor also felt a headache at this time. These strong men did not cause trouble anywhere, but they insisted on coming to Huiyue City to cause trouble, which would be an extremely deep blow to the overall development of Huiyue City. The Minister of Public Security said, "Mayor, after these two incidents, the panic among citizens has accumulated to a great extent. We must take this matter seriously. If we continue to allow these supreme-level experts to act recklessly, the citizens of Huiyue City will no longer trust us." What you say sounds nice. The Minister of Finance rolled his eyes and said, "That is a supreme-level powerhouse. The strongest one recorded in Huiyue City now seems to be a level 58 diamond powerhouse, right? I understand your determination as the Minister of Public Security to stop them, but we must make plans based on our actual situation. I'm afraid our people haven't even seen her yet, so we'll ask her to cleanse her from the forbidden curse. You have actually seen what happened these two times. Last time, the Wall of Life was directly destroyed. This time, the entire dungeon was blown up. That's a supreme powerhouse, be realistic." Faced with the finance minister's words, the security minister said angrily, "Are we just going to sit back and do nothing? Do you think your finance department is under great pressure from public opinion right now, and our public security department doesn't need you to be inferior? If we don't organize it, Huiyue City will experience an unprecedented brain drain." Listening to the words of the two ministers, the Minister of Education also said, "Mayor, we absolutely cannot sit idly by and ignore this situation. If this is the last time, then it's okay. What if the supreme powerhouse continues to cause trouble in Huiyue City? If we let it go, he will definitely think that we are easy to bully, and he will definitely do it again and again. And sans action. Huiyue City can no longer afford to let them go through such trouble." Faced with pressure from all walks of life, the mayor had difficulty making a decision and said, "No, we must take care of this kind of thing, otherwise the citizens will think that we collect their taxes and do not help the citizens. Although we don't have a strong person in Huiyue City, we must not let him continue to act recklessly. Let's do this. I'll contact the Empire and respond to the Empire to see if there is anything the Empire can do." That's all it can do. Everyone sighed. In this case, the top management of Huiyue City can only report it to the Empire. If they still can't find a solution, then they can only let others clamor. Soon, the mayor's secretary answered Imperial's phone. "Secretary General Shengwan, I am Nan Tian, the mayor of Huiyue City." A sonorous and powerful voice came from the other party, saying, "Hello, Mayor Nan, what can I do for you?" The mayor quickly said, "Now Huiyue City is attacked by a supreme powerhouse, and the entire Huiyue City is in turmoil. Nanshan's simple instructions. Report what happened these two times." So, we in Huiyue City held a high-level meeting and finally decided to apply to the Empire for a supreme powerhouse to come to Huiyue City to conduct investigations. With the combat power of our Huiyue City alone, we are simply unable to conduct an in-depth investigation, so we can only pin our hopes on the Empire. Listening to Nan Tian's words, the person on the phone fell into deep thought for a short time. "Mayor Nan, I will notify you as soon as possible. The Empire will not give up any jurisdiction, and naturally it will not give up Huiyue City. The Empire will not allow anyone to act recklessly on our territory, even if he is a supreme powerhouse. Mayor, please trust the Empire. In the near future, the Empire will send an investigation team led by a supreme powerhouse to Huiyue City. They will definitely help Mayor Nan solve these troubles. Hear this." Many senior executives in the conference room became excited. With the Empire's guarantee, Huiyue City can have hope. At this moment, everyone stood up in unison, making a fist with their right hand and placing it on their chest. We swear allegiance to the Empire to the death. Not long after, a voice came from the other side of the phone, I swear allegiance to the Empire to the death. Then, the phone was hung up. The mayor waved his hand and said, all departments have begun preparing for this disaster statistics, and all personnel who are free will go to support the rescue of the underground city as soon as possible. We are determined not to give up on any Huiyue citizen. Yes. All the senior executives said in unison, and then left in a hurry to prepare for the next work. And for Huiyue City, now is their most difficult time. Chapter 19 Guardian Angel, Dungeon. At this time, in the dungeon, Lin Han had already obtained the heart of the apostle, so this mission would be completely completed. And after the forbidden curse cleanses the ground. He was also very successful, harvesting 7 pieces of equipment. The explosion rate this time was not very high. But other rewards are also great. Although this mercenary group looked a little poor, they also obtained 3 pieces of golden equipment, and they even had 3 skill books in their hands. However, these equipment and skill books were of little use to Lin Han. Now the apostle's heart has been obtained. As long as he returns to the job transfer hall, he can successfully achieve his second transfer. These equipments are for him. You can only use it to exchange money after the second transfer. Suddenly, the entire underground city began to shake violently, and Lin Han was immediately alert. He thought, is it because of the ban on the curse just now? Not good. This place is going to collapse. Lin Han also realized that something was wrong. No wonder he felt something was wrong from the beginning. The power generated by the chaos field actually destroyed the underground city. From memory, Lin Han hurriedly walked towards the exit, otherwise even he himself would be buried here after a while. Slowly approached the exit. At this time, countless people had died here because of the collapse of the underground city. For a moment, Lin Han was filled with guilt. No matter what, these people died because of him. God's grace. Guardian Angel. Forbidden spell level, singing the hymn of the goddess of life can automatically resurrect some of the dead creatures. Mechanical, elemental and undead creatures cannot be resurrected. The next moment, Lin Han's eyebrows turned pale white, and his whole body's temperament instantly resembled that of a god. Countless rays of light began to spread around him, centered on him. And those people shrouded in light began to resume their heartbeats and breathing. All of a sudden, Lin Han was a little helpless. This is the forbidden spell that his profession should possess. If you don't use it once. He had almost forgotten that he was in the milk profession. And Lin Han only resurrected those who died because of him. As for those who failed to defeat the boss, were killed, and those in the mercenary group, Lin Han did not choose to resurrect. Resurrect some who died because of yourself. They can still feel it. I was lucky enough not to be smashed to death or something like that. If he resurrects all those people who have nothing to do with him, it will definitely cause some bad things in public opinion. It may even threaten his life and health. What's more, he has no obligation to resurrect all those people. Hurry up, please hurry up. Suddenly, there were bursts of noise from the direction of the exit, and people wearing detection department uniforms rushed in. There are injured people here, still breathing. There are some here too, not dead yet. Behind the team, Sun Hu also walked in. He felt a little heartbroken when he saw the current state of the dungeon. This was a trial venue with a high income in Huiyue City, and now it was destroyed like this. But fortunately, there were many injuries along the way, but there were no real-life threats. Everyone should be careful when rescuing people. The Supreme Powerhouse is very likely still in this underground city. If you encounter someone with strange movements, report it immediately. We are not able to report an existence of that level. Deal with it. After listening to Sun Hu's words, everyone became more cautious. All the injured who are still able to move, gather here. I will send you all out later. Sun Hu shouted, his voice filling the entire dungeon. Lin Han was standing there at this time. In order not to arouse suspicion, he followed the injured team to line up there. "Boss, you are okay?" Lu Wei's voice came from behind, and Lin Han looked over. "Lu Wei, are you okay?" Seeing Lin Han, an old acquaintance, felt a lot more at ease. Lu Wei scratched his head and said with a smile, "Good people must be rewarded. I was trapped in a cave-in before. I clearly remember that I was knocked unconscious by a big rock. I thought I was dead, but I didn't expect that I felt okay when I woke up." Lin Han said, "Maybe you are really lucky." Of course, Lin Han naturally knew that Lu Wei was one of the people he resurrected. This sudden situation was something he had not expected. Even if he resurrected the person, he still felt a little guilty in his heart. "Boss, it seems that you came here in vain this time, but it's okay. Boss, the Abyss Apostle is not something you can deal with. Even if you don't get it, don't be discouraged. After all, we all survived, right?" Lin Han said, "No, I have already obtained the Apostle's heart. I can prepare for the second turn when I go back this time." You got it?" Lu Wei looked at Lin Han in disbelief. "Boss, you really defeated the Apostle of the Abyss alone. What kind of monster are you? You did it with your milk profession. It's just good luck." Lin Han said briefly, and at this time Sun Hu had already begun to organize the teleportation array to leave this place, and everyone could not wait to leave this place of right and wrong. After saying goodbye to Lu Wei, Lin Han also walked towards the job transfer hall. After arriving at the job transfer hall, Lin Han also came to the front desk girl who handled the task for him last time. "Hello, let me hand over the task." Lin Han took out the Apostle's heart and placed it on the front desk. The girl at the front desk was also surprised when she saw the Apostle's heart. How long had it passed before she actually completed the mission of the Apostle's heart? And some people who had been here before to accept some tasks also turned their eyes in Lin Han's direction. He defeated the Apostle of the Abyss so quickly. Is this guy a monster? How is this possible? He defeated the Apostle of the Abyss in a one-on-one fight just by relying on his milk profession. Is it so terrifying? What's going on with this guy? Is he a master secretly trained by some big family? This speed has probably broken the clearance record of the Abyss Apostles. How terrible. For a moment, the entire job transfer temple began to discuss Lin Han's actions. In their opinion, a mission that was almost certain to be fatal for a milk profession was completed so quickly. Simply a monster. Lin Han also felt these gazes and said with a smile, "It's all good luck." There happened to be two strong men fighting nearby at that time. I guess I missed it. As soon as these words came out, everyone fell silent. Is this really good luck? This is simply a bit outrageous. If this is the case, it is understandable. Although the Abyss Apostles are indeed powerful for those who are level 10 and 1, for some big guys, they are just playthings in their hands. Yes, that's it. This guy's luck is really enviable. When can I meet such a big boss and lead me through missions? Chapter 22nd Turn, Scepter Sacrifice. Mr. Lin's luck is really good. The girl at the front desk smiled. She still had a good impression of Lin Han, and naturally she didn't want Lin Han to fail the mission. Seeing Lin Han so fast, I felt happy for Lin Han from the bottom of my heart. Since Mr. Lin has met the conditions, then come with me, and we will go to the depths of the job transfer temple to transfer jobs. Later, under the leadership of the girl at the front desk, Lin Han also came to a room deep in the job transfer hall. "Mr. Lin, go in." Following the guidance of the girl at the front desk, Lin Han also came to the depths of the job transfer temple. Lin Han placed the source of the elements and the Apostle's heart he needed in front of him, and the stars shrouded Lin Han. As time passed, Lin Han's body underwent earth-shaking changes. Name, Lin Han. Occupation, Scepter Priest. Level, second transfer to level 10, the source of elements required for job transfer has not been met and cannot be increased. Stamina, 3 million. Agility, 1 million. Magic, 1.5 million. Endurance, 3 million. Power, 3 million. Magic restriction, an exclusive talent that can suppress magic elements within a 500-kilometer range and turn it into your own magic power. Guardian Angel, Life Magic, Forbidden Spell Level, sings the hymn of the goddess of life, can automatically resurrect some dead creatures. Mechanical, elemental and undead creatures cannot be resurrected. Resurrection of the Undead, Death Magic, Forbidden Spell Level, reciting the hymn of the god of death, will definitely summon demonic creatures, and after winning the battle, the killed enemy creatures will be converted into undead and join your side at a rate of 30%, excluding the opponent, inanimate troops such as mechanical, elemental and undead creatures. Fallen Intervention, Lawful Magic, Forbidden Spell Level, chanting the hymn of the fallen goddess, will definitely impose 2 negative states. You can accept the opponent's surrender without the enemy's consent, the ratio is 15%. Chaos Domain, Chaos Magic, Forbidden Spell Level. Chanting the hymn of the god of chaos can summon a field, and you can add 2 kinds of buffs to your side, and can randomly explode ice arrows, chain lightning, meteor fragments, doomsday judgment and other forbidden spell levels. A spell. Song of Holy Light, sing the hymn of the god of holy light and release a halo of holy light. The damage taken by allies within the halo is reduced by 10%. Song of Black Mist, sing the hymn of the god of black mist and release a halo of black mist. Friends within the halo will be temporarily invisible. Watch your own panel transform. Lin Han felt a little happy. Now that my attribute panel has reached an astonishing level, I am afraid that if I punch now, even the full-strength defense of an Ultimate Realm powerhouse may not be able to block it. And now there are 2 new initial skills. They are completely 2 types of breasts. Even if you have completed your second transformation and become a scepter priest, you still cannot escape the judgment of the milk profession. System, help me increase my power by 10,000 times. Lin Han said lightly. The 10,000 times increase is successful, please check the host. Lin Han looked at his skill panel again. Prayer of Light, Magic of Light, Forbidden Spell Level, chanting the hymn of the god of light can summon a field, the damage suffered by friends is reduced by 50%, and the host himself is reduced by 80%. Dark Night Invisibility, Dark Magic, Forbidden Spell Level, Hidden Night God's hymn can summon a field, and the friendly party will be completely invisible, hiding all aura. Horrible. Lin Han was shocked. He didn't expect that these 2 forbidden spell level talents could achieve such terrible effects. Compared to the initial skills of Life Sacrifice, the initial skill of the Scepter Priest has more functionality. After a 10,000 times increase, there are even some perverted ingredients. Lin Han also walked out of the job transfer hall after getting familiar with the skills. Looking at Mr. Lin's expression, it seems that the second turn was very successful. The girl at the front desk said softly. Lin Han nodded and said, "It's considered a success, but I don't know when it will be able to turn 3. The girl at the front desk naturally knows how demanding the conditions for changing the priest's profession are. After reaching the 2nd level, 2 sources of natural disasters are needed to achieve the 3rd level. This kind of priceless thing is not easy to get at all. Mr. Lin's words must be okay." The girl at the front desk comforted. "Since Mr. Lin has successfully transferred for the 2nd time, please register with me first. All successful transfers need to register the basic information." Good. Lin Han then followed the girl at the front desk to complete the simple registration. At this time, the job transfer hall began to become lively. "Have you heard that Minister Sun just returned from the underground city and it is said that he brought many wounded people with him? Now the Huiyue City Hospital is overcrowded. What the hell happened? I'm telling you, according to rumors, there was a Supreme Realm expert who used forbidden spells in the dungeon to destroy the entire dungeon. Not many people died this time, and most of the people were injured. A strong man in the Supreme Realm? Is it an enemy attack? That's not clear. Let me tell you, maybe the last tsunami was caused by this Supreme Realm powerhouse. He caused chaos in Huiyue City again and again. I'm afraid the person who came here is not good. That's the most powerful man, can we stop him?" Lin Han was a little helpless. Obviously, the public opinion storm this time was stronger than the last time, but who could have thought that these things were accomplished by the scepter priest who had just turned 2? Even if Lin Han goes out and shouts that he did it, I'm afraid others will just treat him as a fool. At this time, the announcement in the job transfer hall suddenly rang. Insert an emergency message. Insert an emergency message. Recently, there are powerful people in the Supreme Realm who have appeared in Huiyue City. According to the latest regulations of the Ministry of Public Security, all professionals are prohibited from leaving the city, and all professionals are prohibited from leaving the city. In the near future, an investigation team led by the Supreme Powerhouse of the Imperial City will go to Huiyue City to investigate the situation. Citizens are also asked to rest assured. The reason why professionals are not allowed to leave the city is also to prevent you from accidentally entering the battle area of the strongest in the Supreme Realm. It has been quite tense recently, so please treat it rationally. Not allowed to leave the city? Lin Han was speechless. If this was the case, how could he upgrade and prepare for the 3rd rank? But if you think about it carefully, all this is his own fault and has nothing to do with others. The rest of the people had already exploded at this time. They didn't care whether they could leave the city and upgrade, they just thought it was fun. Have you heard? It has been officially confirmed that there are supreme-level powerhouses appearing. It seems that a supreme-level war may happen around Huiyue City at any time. It's so exciting. If you are lucky enough to see it, you will have no regrets in this life. That's the supreme level. I really want to see what kind of earth-shaking situation a strong person will achieve if he takes action. You are listening to it in Eugene Light Novels.